I have felt like thin, yeah, there's not much left, so I brewed a fish inside the Proximo hoodie, and when I need to go. And
What's
some
that?
reason can't say no. Hey,
What? What?
I'll do the.
God.
I'm doing that in stream yesterday. Just Liz is like, it's something posed. I was like, yeah, and it's like, do a whole stream like it. I was like, no,
Yeah.
you gotta go very, you gotta go very
Go.
straight and just. Like, you gotta stand up.
What the fuck?
Make that the fucking intro. Just make it a. Make that the thumbnails.
Super Dale and Super Jim. We're super slick. Bungalow men.
Bungalow man.
I don't know.
Bungalow. Bum, brum, bum, 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 bum. Brrr, bum, 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 brrr, bum, 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 brrr.
But do you know what I do know, Jim?
Do it.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Jim? Are you ready, Beard and Beardettes? Are you excited for another Beardy Brad podcast?
Woo!
Scroll my way back in. Alrighty. Roll my way back. Alright, guys, girls. And me and Jim. What's up, Jim? How are you, man?
I'm doing fucking awesome, man. How you doing?
I'm doing alright. It's been a crazy week. I've been going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know.
Cocoa Pops. Oh. Or Loopy for Fruit Loops.
Yes. Loopy for
I
Loop
want Fruit
Loops.
Loops.
Fruit Loops.
I
Fruit
really do
Loops.
want Fruit Loops.
So yes, another week, another podcast, another episode.
Right? I'm keen. I'm keen.
Keen as always, man. Episode 15. We're getting close. A couple more weeks, it'll be our year anniversary, basically.
Yeah, the 30th, I think.
Because it was April something. I think it was April 20.
April 30?
I can't believe it's
April 30. It says right
Yep.
there.
That'd be a year we've been going for. How'd you believe that? Yep.
Focuses.
Like, that's a
April
year of a
30th.
podcast. We've been going for a year of a podcast.
Who would have thought?
What are we actually? What are we gonna do? I didn't even plan ahead yet. What are we gonna do? It's gonna be our year anniversary. Fuck.
Probably get Juddy back in. Probably get Juddy in for that
Get
one.
Juddy in if he's free for it. Get anyone in. Get
He's
everyone
been
in.
in since day one. Like, he's been listening.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So Juddy, when you do listen to this episode, hopefully you hit us up and you know, get keen. Hopefully you're free. Hopefully you're free for the if you can. For
I mean, we could have. What day does the potty fall on in the end of the April though? If it's on the 30th or something, that'll be dope.
The 30th is a Friday, so it would technically be the 1st, which would be a Saturday. 1st of
not
May.
Bad.
So pretty much. Well, I mean, when we started, were we even on a Saturday when we started? I don't think we were.
Yeah.
Because we did Saturdays, we did Fridays, we did Sundays. Like, we were all over the place at the start. We did them all over the place. I think one was like a Monday or a Tuesday at one point. I'm sure of it. Like,
you talk for a second, and I'll Google 30th of April.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's been crazy. So he's going to scroll through that. But no, definitely been keen. Like, we've been going. I can't believe it. It's been a year already, guys and girls. Be it. So whatever you want to be this time round. Yes. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm a fuckhead. But yeah, no, because I do.
Oh, it's a Thursday.
It was a Thursday. See what I mean? Like, we were all over the place back then.
What the fuck?
Mm.
Thursday.
Mm. So, but now we've got our set dates of being primarily Saturdays, sometimes a Sunday. Yeah, dude, we were all over the place. We did Saturdays, Thursdays, Friday. Like, we tried to find the day. We tried to, like, find what was best. We found the weekend was the best. I'm down for the weekend.
Because Saturdays were the most flexible, so...
Always flexible. Flexible! There's a metal bit there. So the end's flexible. Ow.
Oh, no. Oh, my finger's flexible. What even is that?
Ow. It's bottle
Bottle opener?
Yeah, it's ready for when I need to crack this one. But I'm getting pre-presumptuous. I'm only there.
I thought your t-shirt said prick or prickles.
Oh fuck!
You got two. Yeah.
What?
Well, you like that? Dale needs them. Should have seen him the other day. Was it yesterday?
Oh fuck!
Going crazy?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I just splashed on my crutch. I'm getting wet and wild and it's all over my shirt. My pickle tube shirt.
Wait, pickle tube shirt?
Yeah, my pickle tube TV shirt. It's one of my
see that low.
No, it's one of my first OG shirts that I made.
Damn, son.
I still need to get myself a Beardy Bro shirt. Oh, but it won't be here in time
For your birthday.
for the podcast.
Maybe.
If I ordered one, I'd have to order one next week. I don't think it'll be back in time. Because I think it might take a couple of weeks to get here.
Yeah, do it that week after. Which will be the year one, I think. Nearly.
Yeah, because I should actually get myself a Beardy Bros podcast shirt for the podcast for the anniversary. Or if it's not the anniversary, the episode after at least, so we can pull them out.
And I can
whip them out. Hopefully he's come by for that. Oh, what should we do? I don't know how we would stream it to if we would live stream it.
I could do it from Twitch and do this at the same time.
We could do either side. People can get your side and someone get my side kind of thing, and then I could just record like this, like normal. Or they could actually have both. They could actually I could just screen cap it and just record at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We could live stream.
Interesting.
On our channels each, we could live stream the podcast for the anniversary.
But then people might wonder all the time, and then, oh my god, that.
I know. Then I have to record and stream, and then if the chugging of the processed power being like, you're doing too much, and then it breaks and
then. I got mine did today, just off.
Yeah. Well, the time with last week's episode where mine just froze halfway through and I had to put in the technical. Sorry! Bear with us while it's going on. That was weird, but it worked out great. So, that took... I was going to say, that took so long to edit.
We were frozen for like 5 minutes or something. Wookie was like...
Couple of minutes. Yeah, so I had to overlay that because it like started happening. I was like, okay, this is so long that it's happening for, so I needed to cut in a technical difficulty thing, especially when I had to disconnect. It was like, and it was like freaking out because the Discord went weird.
What?
Yeah, it was weird, but that took, like I said, that I posted out. That took like 3 days to get through editing that because it was like an hour a day I could get onto it because I was just busy through the week.
All right.
And I was just like trying to work on it, then I had to go back on stuff, and then at one point when I opened the file, it had files from the previous episode that I had to delete them out the pod. I'm like, what are you doing here? You weren't there. I had all the reference files and stuff. Like I had to delete everything, and then it was like 100 something photos of references that I used in the episode. And it's just like 120 I think photos I downloaded that I've used for references because it's 3 hours long.
How many references were there?
There was a lot. There was a lot I actually kept out as well. There was a lot I kept out. There would have been maybe nearly 150 to 200 photos if I kept every reference in. I was like, I need to cut this back. That's why I said halfway, like towards the end of the episodes, I'm like, stop with the references because people need to be referenced with obscure references. And so it's like, oh. But I mean, this will be a little bit easier because we haven't got much this week. But I mean, there'll still be references.
I mean, we're trying to keep it a bit shorter than.
Because I don't know if people are liking the little pop-ups of like the humor of stuff when I find. Because when I find the resources as well, I try and find the real funny like real cheesy versions of those things, so it's a bit of humor. So like when we had the photo of Don Cheadle, it wasn't just a simple photo of Don Cheadle. It was a role he played where he had an afro and a weird big thick mustache, which I'm like, no, Don Cheadle doesn't normally look like that. So I was like, I'm gonna get a photo of that. And then like we mentioned Ricky Chavez, and I was like, I grabbed a photo of Steven Seagal when he's like in his like overweight stage. I was just like. It was April Fool's was just a mess of like I just wanted a bit of humor going on, so it was just, and I like the Will Smith was like the wax Will Smith. Oh, like there's so many things that it was just so many parody things because like when I went looking when Wookie had mentioned like Will Smith did a Japanese or something ad, I went looking for it and I could not find any footage of ads that he'd been in. And I'm like, has he been in an ad? I'm sure he has. But I was like, God damn it, I can't find proper references. So I was just like, wax Will Smith. So I was like, oh, so none of those references I'm talking about now are happening in this episode. So any references that I've referenced from last episodes, that's in those episodes.
We already got them, so you just go.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I'm like those references are in those episodes. We're not coming back to it. So. Once they've been gone, because I even did like. You got things popping up here going. Oh, well, when we talked about the thumbnails, I chucked the thumbnails from the episodes in as well, and I was just like, there's so many things I did, and then just everything, like it's just so much. So that I don't know if there'd be many references in this one for anything what we're talking about, especially when it comes to big articles.
Wait till we get an editor.
So yeah, wait till we get an editor. But I don't know if people are liking that or not. I haven't heard any feedback. It's still pretty fun.
Just put them for the major things, maybe like.
Well, like the episode before, it was always the cut-ins of like something happened, like Felix was opening the door and stuff. The other episode, so I zoomed in on him because I thought that was kind of funny. that kind of added context that the door was opening. You turn it
right there again.
Just really cut in. Everyone just assumes because they wouldn't even know. Like I could just cut in and zoom that Felix is opening the door and he could be doing it. Like no one would actually even know. It'd just be you looking back and just be like, what? Like I could cut different scenes because you wear most of the same shirts in most of the episodes. I could cut different shots together and we could like, like anything could happen. So it's one of those things.
I have my favourite shirts.
Well, that's exactly it. Like I try and wear a variety of shirts. I need to turn my fan on. It's getting a bit warm.
I would, but some are weird colours.
Yeah. Get that blowing a little bit.
Mostly black.
Most of black, yeah. I got a lot of black shirts as well, but I tried to, like, the year before, I tried to add a bit of colour into my life with my shirts, so I spruced it up.
I might even start wearing suit shirts, not shoot shirts.
Ooh, shit shirts. Shoot shirts.
Shish kebab.
Shish kebabs. But no. Oh, I've been eyeing off chairs. I'm looking at getting a new chair, because I definitely don't like the arch in this chair. I keep complaining about it. So I've been looking at chairs that are a lot straighter, and they had the full recline. I'm like, ooh. But my troubles that I want to ask you, sir, is do I get green or do I go blue?
Green? You getting a green screen?
Yeah, I am getting a green screen at some point. That's the thing too.
Then you go, poof,
that's what I'm thinking because it's black and green. It's not straight green. It's like black with green stripes and stuff, different things. So I'm like, it most likely be covered up. Like, if it was like this right now, and I had my green screen, I'd be invisible. It would just be a floating head.
And a bit of arm.
Bit of arm. So when I do get my green screen. But yeah, I'm just like, do I want to stick with like that green kind of chair, or should I go blue?
I mean, blue and green go well.
Blue and green?
Because you wear a lot of green shirts.
Well, the trap is, like, my controllers are, like, blue. My computer is white with blue.
Green, it's a bit too much green, I guess.
So I might go back to blue because I do like green. I do like blue. Like
blue does look nice in the chair though. As a chair, not in the chair.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, my computer light is blue.
Just flip a coin. Heads green, tails blue.
Yeah, I think the blue was cheaper.
It's a color. Are they the same type?
Yeah. Not like this, but like a different style. But yeah, some of the chairs I've been looking at, they have different prices for their colours. It's like no colour, and then premium colours almost. Like that's what it feels like.
What's premium? Like gold and shit?
Like your greens, your purples, your base colours. I think are your blue and your reds, and your whites. I think.
Well, then what's the blue more expensive?
Blue is cheaper, yeah. Blue, yeah, and then the greens, purples, and stuff like yellow, orange, or whatever are more expensive.
Why is purple and green more expensive? I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but...
That's the fabric.
Right, it's just fabric, so but I'm thinking to get one of those eventually. I'm just like humming and hawing about it, but I know I do need to get a hard drive as well so I can start storing these episodes on, because my computer is running thin. So I'm like, because we're doing a lot of episodes.
Heavy enough.
We're doing a lot of episodes. No, that's why I do it all, because we've got a lot of episodes. I need another hard drive. I think I do need to back the episodes up, like podcast stuff.
What I got, $500 for 10 terabytes, man.
That's not too bad. Just wish I had the 500.
You can even afterpay it.
Oh, don't tell me that. I've got too much spent on Afterpay as it is.
You get 2 of them if they get fucking 20 terabytes for.
Oh, I already spent like $150 on Afterpay this. No, it was like $160 I spent on Afterpay this morning. So I had a dream last night, or early this morning. I don't know. I woke up and I was like, oh my god, I need to check. So I had a dream at some point, but it was just before I woke up, where
You need to check your dream.
oh, I was at my bloop, bloop, bloop. What memory was it? No, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, that one. That one. So yeah, I had this dream where I had this dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. But no, I was like visiting my parents or something. I don't know what was going on. It was weird, and it was like the neighbors across from them had like a skip bin. And they had like I don't know, something like someone across the road, and I was like, oh, I'll go over there and like to do whatever. And I was looking, and I noticed that in the bin there was like a transformer in the bin, like the toy. And I was like, wait, is that a transformer? And it was like one of the old school ones. I'm like, wait, why are they just chucking that in the bin? And I grabbed it when I was going through. I'm like, wait, there's another Optimus Prime. And I was like, wait, what? And I grabbed that, and I'm like, wait, there's another one. There's a Dinobot. I'm like, wait, I'll grab that. And I'm like, oh, and I start going, and I find all these Transformers. They're like old school Transformer toys. And like, oh yeah, we're just chucking out shit. I'm just like, how are you chucking this out? It's all mine. I had my hands full, run across the road. I'm like, I gotta come back and grab more of them. And I was like, they can't be throwing these out. These are collectibles. These are cool. These are my childhood as well. Whose are these? Like, why do you have these? So many. I was like, it was crazy. So I woke up and I was like, I don't know, for some reason I was like, I need to look up Transformer toys. And I was like, I went Beast Wars for some reason. I was like, I need to look at the Beast Wars. And then I found that there's a set that had come out, which was the War for Cybertron. And it was basically the original, basically the original molds. When I was looking through them, I ended up going through pop culture. And they had like a bunch of other different War for Cybertron sets. There's like the old school Generations Transformers, the blocky, Optimus and stuff like that. And they had Beast Wars as well. And then they had like a collab with like the more newer kind of animated. So it must have been like I don't know. I'm guessing the genre of toys is like a collab of like timelines or something. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But that's what that toy set is at least. And they had some of the Beast Wars.
Maybe it could be like that.
And they had the different sizes for different packs. So they had like the small one, and it had Rat Trap. And I'm like, I remember having Rat Trap as a kid, but I lost his tail, and I don't know what happened with him. And he was like the exact same size. So I'm like, well, he's the exact same size as he used to be. They must be redoing all the sizes because they've still got the molds. They're just reprinting them now because they're basically exactly the same. Just I guess the plastic's a little bit different today, like maybe recycled. So I end up ordering Optimus Primal.
Oh no.
And Megatron. And I was like, oh my god, I've always wanted to have Optimus Primal and Megatron, and they're their exact scale, like 7 inches and 8.5 inches, like Megatron as the T-Rex, and like, of course, Optimus Primal being the gorilla. I'm like, I need these in my life! I'm buying them! And I put them on Afterpay this morning as an impulse. These are for my birthday! I'm doing it! No one can stop me! I'm like, Al, I'm doing these things. And she's like, yeah, no. I'm like, that's it, you can't stop me. It's like, no, I can't, but you can. That's right, the man! So, I'm like, ordered them, and I was like, because I was gonna like, they had a Cheetah, and they had Rat Trap, of course. Ooh. And I was like, because Rat Trap was like $25. And I was like, I know I've still got him somewhere. I don't know if he was. I think I lost his tail and stuff. And I was like, Cheetah was like $35, and I was like, oh, I really want him. And I was like, oh, but I was primarily like, because Megatron's like $100, and then Optimus Primal is $60, and I was like, at least like with Cheetah and
why
like
is Megatron so expensive?
Hey, well, I don't know, but he is bigger because his hand, like one of his hands, is like the raptor head, and his other hand was like the tail because he had like the big pincer thing, and he like was the tail was like a sword. It opened up. I think it was like the blaster. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But Beast Wars was so good back in the day. But I was like, no, I never had those ones as a kid, and I always wanted to have them because we'd been talking about oh, Jim's lagging on my end. Oh, is he pixelated? Oh no.
Wait, what?
I'm losing you a little bit, Jim. You're going pixelated on my end. Am I going pixelated on your end? Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lagging out. But yeah, because we were talking about like the other day when we were talking about like small soldiers and stuff, and we wanted to get the toys and stuff, and we can't get them.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of made me, as soon as I saw them, I was like, "This is my opportunity. I need to get them now. I cannot not miss out on these. I need them." As I was like, "Buy." I'm just buying.
I mean, but small soldiers are harder to get. Like,
I know.
those things are fucking expensive as well.
So I'm like, if they come, like, if there's an anniversary and those toys come back for an anniversary, like, I'm swooping straight onto that. Like, if they decide to do
3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Well, we got 2 years ago, which would have been the 20th, and 3 years time we have the 25th anniversary. 3 years time.
2 years.
I can't remember. I tweeted out at him. Someone liked my tweet earlier today.
One and a bit.
So I tweeted him going, you know, you better just giving you like I tweeted him the other week. It was April 1st. I was like, you better get this sorted. Like, I'm giving you guys a heads up. Prepare for our anniversary for small soldiers. Like, because 25th anniversary, usually 20th and 25th.
A remaster.
Oh, I'm onto that. Like, that's how I'm like, if they do an anniversary and they have the toys come back, yeah, like, I'd like shiny, and the DVD.
The movie still holds up well.
Oh, so good. That's why I'm like, if they did the toys, I'd buy them straight away. Like, if I saw their toys come out, I'd be straight onto that. Like, no hesitation.
I mean, they're not overly expensive, but they come from the US pretty much. So it's like 20 odd bucks shipping, which isn't bad.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
I saw from Texas.
I did see somewhere, I was looking at one of the links, though. Someone in Australia actually had one of the toys and they were selling them on eBay. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
What? I was like, no way. Someone actually got one somewhere, but they want to get rid of them.
selling them. If I had them, I wouldn't be
selling them. So I'm like, that's why I was like, so I had to get these Transformers. So I don't care if they're like reprints and stuff. It's just like, they're actually fairly decently, like, I was surprised at the price of them because of the scaling. It's basically the original size. Like, it's going to be new plastic, but it's basically the same model. Everything's exactly the same as how they were printed back then.
It's just going to be the same as the old ones, just not as torn up.
Yeah, so this was like, yep, I'll buy them because I never got them. I only had Rat Trap.
They're a collector's item, still like.
Because like I always,
the nostalgia as well.
Yeah, well they had heaps. They had I can't remember her name. It was Anna. It was Arachnid or something like that. Arachnia. I know her name was Arachnia. That's it. They had her, and I was like, oh, I was so tempted to get her as well. And I was like, but every time I think of Arachnia, I always think of Waspinator. So I'm like, they had Waspinator because it's like the quote always goes to my head where it's like Waspinator. Every time he had to quote himself, he's just like Waspinator. That's all I remember from Beast Wars half the time. It's just him always saying his name all the time. It's just like, dude, what is your deal?
Waspinator.
But then they had of course like the Starscream, which he was like the Raptor. And then they had like this one that.
The hell?
Yeah, because Megatron was still Megatron. He never changed his name. They never changed his name. He was Megatron and Megawatt. Like, it was like, okay. And then like Optimus was Optimus Prime instead of Optimus Prime. Like, Cheeto was basically Bumblebee. Rat Trap was I can't remember who he's basically knockoff of.
I mean, it makes sense because Megatron's just Mega, so.
He was just Megatron, so he wasn't even like, but he was a T-Rex, which I'm surprised they didn't do like Mega Rex or something like that, or Mega T-Rex, like they just went Megatron still. I was like, really? Like it's right there. His name's Megatron, and he's a T-Rex. He's like Megatrex, like why not call him Megatrex or something like?
Not Trex, but maybe Megasaurus or something.
Like it's there. Like you had Prime, and they changed the E to the AL as Primal. Like you kept it basically the same. Optimus Primal. Like really, and he's a gorilla.
It's cool if for the last night they went into the Primal part. And, they just went all full beast mode.
Had the beast. Had like the. Imagine if they do a movie and they have like the beast versions come through. Like Optimus Prime.
And they have like Prime riding Megatron instead of the ancient one.
But they had this. But when I was looking at the toys, there was one character I forgot where he was a Transformer that took the form of like a T-Rex skeleton, I think it was, or something. One of the was a raptor skeleton or something. It was weird, but it's the most creepiest thing because when he transformed to a robot, he's got this deformed skull head, and it's like the picture of nightmares. I gotta find that image.
It goes inside out,
and he's just like he looks creepy because he's like bones and stuff, and he's like a robot, but he's also bones. And I was like, but why would you transform to a dinosaur that's just bones? Like, that makes, how would you blend in?
That's to scare things.
It's basically, yeah, but like, because you can't blend in, that's gonna stand out like dog shit. It's like, oh, there's a dinosaur. One, okay, yes, it's a dinosaur that scare the shit out of you if you saw a dinosaur, but like, two, it's like, it's a dinosaur that's a fucking, that's bones. It's just like, what the fuck? It's
also, it's harder to hit.
But they were funny because I still remember that in that episode when they actually met Optimus Prime, the like Optimus Primal and everything were like basically like if I was like, let's say for example if I was Optimus Prime, like Optimus Primal was like yay big, he'd be like, that's how big Primal was. Like, how fucking big is Optimus Prime? Like, he's huge. He was massive in that. They climbed.
I mean, actually, Primus big in the Michael Bay movies. He's fucking tall.
I know he's tall, big. But like he wasn't like. I feel like the Optimus Prime from like Beast Wars would be bigger than Optimus in the movies. Like, he was massive. Because like you think about the people.
Well, he was a gorilla, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but like
the gorillas are pretty big.
They're pretty big, that's exactly it. And the fact that he was like the yay big, like if he was to be a car boat, I feel like he'd be tiny still. If Optimus was a truck, if he properly transformed, he'd still be tiny sitting in it. Like, a gorillas are huge, especially a T-Rex. Like, T-Rexes aren't tiny. I think
T-Rexes weren't that big though.
Like, but if T-Rex stood at its height, I think Optimus, like the movie Optimus Prime, would be the same height as a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Like, they stood the exact same height, roughly, like actual Optimus Prime. Because you see him when he rides, what's his name? Grimlock.
Is it Grimlock?
Yeah, Grimlock's the dinosaur, yeah. Like, he actually rides him, and they're like...
That was a dope
fairly
scene,
decent.
though.
It's like decent size.
He was like a dude on a horse. Like, that's how big that fucking T-Rex was.
So...
Which is pretty... It's like how... I mean, that movie was pretty damn good, like, overall.
Oh, yeah.
The way that fight happened, though, oh.
There's so much like it, but it was so worth it. It's such a good...
Yeah, fucking the big guy, I'm out of ammo! Fucking right at the end, he's like, ah! All of a sudden he's like, Prime! It's like...
It's so good. Oh.
But, I think there's another one coming, another Transformers, so...
Supposed to be.
Maybe Beast War one?
That'd be cool if they actually do like a Beast Wars at some point.
It's not Michael Bay doing it though.
No, someone else, because he's done with, like we said.
So maybe it's Beast War?
Done with franchises. Someone else can pick up a Transformers franchise. And
I hope it's a Bumblebee one, like the Bumblebee director and that.
They done really well. They were good.
I mean, it wasn't the best one, I thought, but still
decent. It was still well done.
Nothing beats the first Transformers.
Oh yeah. Sam Witwicky.
Maybe the third. Was Dark of the Moon good as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
The first and the third.
Second one went a bit weird, and the third one picked back up again, and then it went like...
It just kind of dipped a little bit, stayed flat.
And then Bumblebee was like, woo!
I mean, the last night is damn good, though. You can't fault it. I mean... They could have done the last fight a bit better. That wasn't just all focused on the actual war in the part. Would like showed more of Prime and that.
That's what I was saying. Like that's definitely they try to show too much of stuff and it fit too much in. I reckon they could have gotten like a whole extra. I reckon they could have just got a whole extra action-packed movie out of that scene. They could just had the movie wars and made a second movie.
An extra half an hour would have been nice.
Even that. So they can do bigger movies now. So anyone can.
Because the thing was, they just went, oh, we've got to do this, and they end up there. It's like they got there quick.
that's exactly it. That was exactly my point. I've said that before. It's like, how quick are they getting around? Like, they just boop boop boop.
I mean, they're trucks. They're not like planes or nothing. Not jets. They're just a truck and.
Well, that was like I ended up watching. I don't want to.
Because just think, if they were just on the other side of that massive hill, them agents been there for ages and they did nothing. Yeah,
well, that's exactly it. That's that. I mean. I don't want to spoil it, but there was a scene in a certain movie I watched where they had to set off an explosion, and the object was pretty big that they're on.
What movie is it?
I don't want to spoil anything. It was an explosion in King Kong and Godzilla.
What's that to do with Transformers?
No, I'm just saying like how movies perceive time.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene. There's a scene in
You watched
Godzilla.
Godzilla, didn't you?
There's a scene in Godzilla vs King Kong where there's an explosion. I'm not getting fully into it, but it's a timed explosion, and the whole thing is like you need to get away from the explosion. Rada. You know, time is gonna. You know, there's only certain time to get out. You know, but like this object. I'm not saying. I'm not. This object is big. It's a big object. As a device, it needs to blow up to get away from it. But somehow this person manages to set the bomb, run away, climb down this thing, run all the way. Run all the way, and then it finally blows up. But yet they're like, you need to be so far away from this thing because it's gonna blow. But yet this person was able to jump off, run all the way quickly in like a split second, like they were the Flash, and get away from it, and just like blew up. And it's like
makes sense.
Time, like movie time, like time diffusions. Like
I mean, some movies do it well. Just think of Titanic. That was done well, like all the time there. Like a lot of movies do time well, but sometimes
some things don't add up.
Yeah.
They make this dramatized, like, oh, it's gonna happen so quickly, but yet theoretically thought if someone was to climb something and get down from this position, it would take them ages to get down because of. But
unless they're in a hurry, and then they just probably cheat a bit and go halfway, then drop. I don't know.
But it's movie magic. Movie magic. I can get from here to somewhere else in a split second.
It reminds me of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. They travelled for ages, and it's just like they got there quick.
Yeah, and they travelled for months.
Like that was, nah, oh yeah, but like it should have taken them a lot longer to get to where they were going.
Oh yeah, theoretically that actual journey was like maybe even a year-long journey. Like,
because they were all on foot.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But like we watched it in like what 3 movies? That was like a year's worth of travel, if not more. Maybe 2 years travel. Like they're doing that all on foot.
But then when you think about it, on the map, you've got the Shire just here, and then you've got Mordor just there, so it's not really that far.
But it's only when you zoom in, you start zooming in, you scroll in, and then you realise when you scroll in, and you're on the map.
It's not that far, really. Like, in a car, probably take you a day.
I reckon it's like how long did it take you by foot? To do, like, cause everything you think about they went through is like a year. How long will it take you by car? Oh, maybe 15 minutes. It's like, fuck, what do you do? Well, you see, you know it started here, and it's down here, but we went from here, we went kind of here, then we went here, then we went here, and then here, and then here, and then back to here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Then we got to here, but then we went here, and then we finally made it.
You want a good example? How they went from the fucking snowy mountain to the mines in just...
Yeah. That's a big like, travel, like, that's a big journey.
How big was that way? Like, it just happened like that, and Saruman's just still there. It's like, oh,
yeah.
Like,
that's why it's like, why couldn't you just take the birds? The birds would save so much time. Why don't they get up and just leave?
There was a thing about that on YouTube, how they wouldn't just take the eagles from the Shire to Mordor.
Yeah. But I guess because
they couldn't get through because of the eye and that.
Exactly, they would have been spotted, so they had to go. That's why they had to try this whole travel because it was the secluded part. But yet they were still found anyway. They were still spotted.
The thing was, they could have got a lift to Mordor and walked the rest of the way in.
Well, they would have been prepared because they would have seen them coming.
They still could have got a lift, probably even to what's the closest place, Minas Tirith.
Well, even then, I reckon even flying would have been a lot quicker because you think about it. They were alerted either way that they were coming. So if you fly, it's like halfway of the flight or nearly they're going, oh, sir, the hobbits are coming to do the... Okay, we're going to prepare. You know, you're rushing to prepare everything. Okay, yeah, you may... But then if the way they've gone, it's like, oh, they're like, here's the journey here. So the birds are good here. By the time you're here, they've been alerted. On their quest, they're about alerted here. That's like another 6 months of travel. There's plenty of time to, like, prepare that they're coming. It's like, let's prepare everything. We'll even have a feast for them when they get here. Like...
Mount Doom was unguarded.
Yeah, it's like like how are you not prepared? Like they were traveling, took a year to get there, if that, and like you weren't even ready. You weren't even like.
Just put 100 dudes there, and they would have been fine.
Like, and then like how many times they send guys out to get them? Like, how long did they take to travel to get to them? Like how like you think about when you think how long it took for them to get somewhere, but then they sent guys out to go get them, and they got there like in no time to stop them and thwart their plans.
And they just show up like.
That's what I mean. Like they had to come from there. They would have had to come from out.
They were on horses.
I guess they rode, so that would have been quicker. But still, it's just like you think about how they got everywhere. It's like
in like a day. Like what?
they were straight onto it. Like there's like, was it under some secret underground travel? Like
But don't forget, they did vary like up and down, round. And then our squad just went from one A to B. Just
well, he just knew like, okay, it's like so they're here traveling here. We're just gonna just travel to this point here, and hopefully at some point with them journeying, that will meet them.
like the Hobbit makes more sense because it's just that's a very short way to go. They just had to bypass a few things.
Yeah. So, and
Like,
when you
Lord
really
of the Rings, I was like, take the Eagles to Minas Tirith and then just go from there on horses.
like when you think of anything like any of the movies, like how things pair up, they don't make any sense. Like
What is it, Isengard? Is it
Isengard, we
that
gotta take the hobbits to
puts
Isengard.
Mordor just across the paddock?
Taking the hobbits to Isengard.
No, not Isengard. What is it? Where Gandalf and Pippin?
Oh, I can't remember.
No, Merry? Merry? Is it? No, Pippin. One of them, like, it's Gandalf and that, and they're just looking over at the fucking at Mordor from their balcony.
Yeah. Like,
Go from there. Get the eagles to there. I mean, but then you can't put an army on eagles. They would have had to fight everyone.
yeah, if you Photoshop them in.
I mean,
Photoshop. Sending the army across.
That's the thing. Those whole fights were random. Like, no one knew what the outcome was.
Like,
Because it was all computer generated fights. Like, how cool is that?
like, oh. But like I said,
Because
most
that's what
movies.
I was looking at the bonus features, and they said whoever won.
So they just randomly generate, just put in the code and just see how it went.
No, that's all they did. They just copied and pasted all these troops and just pressed play, and they just run in and fought.
It's like the totally accurate battle simulator,
Yeah, that's
but skinned
this
with
is back in the fucking early 2000s. Though.
basically just a skin. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty cool because it's just like whatever. It's just a battle. Like
if
it
you look
didn't really
back
matter.
at, it was either The Hobbit or Return of the King. Like they tell you how they exactly did it, and it was just random. Like them fights were not scripted.
You just press play and then however it turned out it would work because it's just a fight scene. It didn't matter which side won and which side lost.
They didn't. It didn't matter who won or lost. It was all about the main fights. Like
yeah, that's just like ad lib. That's just in between stuff that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. Instead of individually like having everyone, they're just one big war. Which I think is, where's that tech now? Who uses that?
Totally accurate battle simulator.
I'm in for movies. Like, give us, like, I mean, 300 might have done that.
Might have, maybe.
Maybe. But then again, there wasn't that many people. Like, they needed for, maybe the Hobbit did it.
Maybe.
But I'm still pissed. That Battle of the Five Armies was way underwhelming. What are you eating? Is it Pringles?
Oh,
Intermission for a second.
it's a water cracker.
I mean, I got water. You got the cracker.
My mouth. It's just a bit.
But
I know because I'm the beers. I need something.
I kind of wish they put their detail and attention into the Hobbit, like they did Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
The movies weren't the best.
Oh.
They were good, but they're not the best.
Yeah.
They were so rushed.
Ah.
But,
Hollandia.
I mean, that was because Peter Jackson wasn't originally making them. It was Guillermo del Toro making them.
The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was del Toro, and then
With,
Peter Jackson took over.
Yeah, because Peter
some
Jackson
reason.
didn't do a thing, and then I think originally Jackson was going to do it, but he was like, "Oh, I don't know about it," and then Del Toro got into it, and then they got Peter back onto it because I think Peter was doing other stuff. I think.
I don't know, but he kept Martin as Bilbo though. That's the only thing that stayed the same
It's good.
between the two directors.
Which makes sense.
Everything.
Like,
I don't think Legolas.
yeah.
Was still Orlando
Well, they
Bloom.
still wanted to tie it in because it's still part of the same thing.
Yeah.
So you had
You couldn't change him.
No, it would be
I'm
too out
surprised
of place.
Aragorn wasn't in there because he was alive back then.
He just didn't
I think
revolve
he was a
around it.
kid.
Hmm.
No, but everyone knew about him though.
Oh, no, they just didn't. It wasn't focused around that.
No, but Legolas was like he didn't have to be in there. He
True.
was just in there because they went there.
And
Or
the
he got
barrels.
captured.
The barrels. I really want to watch that again. That barrel scene is so good.
That's one of the best fights ever.
Such a good scene where they just. Oh, I really want to watch that now.
The fucking was it what's that lady's name? You got Legolas and something Drill or something.
Played by
but they're like
Isn't it Evangelion?
on the. Yeah, but what's the character?
I can't remember the character's name.
But they're like jumping on the freaking hobbit, the dwarves, and the like dancing over and killing the orcs.
So good. That's such a good scene. Oh man.
That was all real too. Like they were actually in the damn barrels
Oh yeah, they had their CG set up or whatever it was.
going down the street.
Well, the stream was CGI'd in, but they had them actually sitting in the barrels. I remember seeing behind the scenes because it was screened in, and they
Yeah,
had
but
like
no, like some of it was here and there. Like
it was like hydraulic. I think that's up
water.
hydraulic barrels. Something they just had them sit in it, and they had the barrels like bounce
Yeah.
around, and they like rode in them.
It's so cool how they did it though. It looks so real, like it actually happened.
They did such a good job with that.
But- If you haven't watched them, watch the Hobbits. They are good. I'm not calling them bad by any means. They're just not there with Lord of the Rings, unfortunately. Story-wise, the story's a bit rushed. It does jump around pretty quick.
Yeah. It's just about how
And
it's
the
paced.
5 armies over just like that. I'm like,
Yeah, that was
you
way
didn't
too
even see
short.
the fight.
That was way too short.
All you saw was the first like 5-10 minutes, and then it's just like you're watching Bilbo on that for the next fucking hour.
Yeah.
Considering Bilbo gets knocked out at the start of the fight, and the bookie's knocked the fuck out, and then he just wakes up and is like, oh, it's over.
I guess that's why they went with that, because they're playing from the perspective that he was knocked out.
Yeah, but he wasn't knocked out until like the end of the fight.
I know.
It's like they changed too much.
Make it movie.
For that fight, it was meant to focus on the fight, not Bilbo.
Yeah.
Bilbo's knocked out. He should be not in
I
there.
know. Good, but the movie revolves around him too much. That's the problem still.
Yeah. Oh well. Maybe
So-
we might get another version one day. Get the Jackson cut. Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. A 9-hour movie. Oof.
That's just the one movie.
Yeah, just put it all in the one movie. Fuck it.
So, because I was like, they're already 3 hours, so that'd be already 9 hours if you had them as one big film.
No, they're not. They're only 2 hours each, I think.
Oh, nearly 3.
They're not very long.
Hmm.
I think one movie's 2, one's 2, third one's hour 45 or something. 2:15.
The last one's, I think, shorter than the other two,
Which is the Battle of the 5 Armies.
which makes no sense.
Smaug was the best part of that trilogy.
Yeah, good old Schmo.
But I'm gonna stop talking about that.
Well, what else we got? We'll quickly dupe down quickly, as we've seen in the news last night. We'll quickly go through it and we'll dupe through that and get out. So, the ride of Prince Philip has finally come to the end. We never really covered that. We didn't really want to cover that, but he is now departed and is off of this world. And then rapper DMX has also parted as well. He was put into a coma through the week. We never really covered it, but everyone heard about it. He has now passed as well. So our respects to everyone, I guess, to the degree, as always.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those crazy things. Still a
Technically,
surprise.
the,
Not surprised,
Prince
surprised.
Philip was a major part of Australia as well, so...
I mean, it was expected. He got really sick, and he was of a really old age, so he had a few issues in and out of
90,
hospital.
he was 99. Like,
99. 99 problems. Yep.
damn. And the Queen ain't one now.
Oh,
I'll put that in there. Don't add us. Don't add,
No,
don't
no,
at
that's-
me anyway.
hold up. Wait a minute.
It's all in good fun.
So yeah, so that's that. That's what we had over this morning, last night, and this morning. So yes, move on from that. Well, you got any other news before I go into some news?
I got some you might like, some you might not know of, but one of the main things I seen was the Loki trailer. for his TV show. That looked dope.
Oh yeah, I watched a breakdown of that last night as well. Pretty interesting
I don't remember
breakdown.
much in it, but it just looked good.
We're getting a because of different realities. So basically, what I think it's coming to is Loki's got to travel to different times of different
To fix
things
done.
that, well, not just what he's done, because there's already a time paradox that he's broken from when he had the Tesseract and he went back in time with it, and that event happened before the Avengers. So
He caused a lot of shit. Like that led up to all that.
well, that event where he was handcuffed and when he had already like gone through everything and he already died, and then they went back in time. So that scene there where he went back in time, he disappeared before the events of the Avengers actually happened. So where he caused the whole thing with the whole aliens coming through and everything like that, and the crossover with which of course was from Thanos to create the
Because he was
wormhole.
helping Thanos. So.
Yeah, so all that technically in the parallel that he created didn't actually happen because he actually disappeared before those events happened. So he created from that, because that was meant to happen. He was meant to create that whole thing with Thanos and create that invasion stuff. So him being in this parallel where back in time where he's vanished before it even happened, changed a whole spark of events. So I think that's where this whole what if might come in involved. That's why this what if series is happening. I think it might be parallel to this. But that's what they held their shows. You see that whole
if this didn't happen, this didn't happen.
and I think it might all revolve around freaking Loki changing the paradox, because basically
I just hope they don't go too far with it. Like,
well,
don't go overboard with it.
they're recruiting this universe Loki to stop other Lokis, because the timeline split and other versions of the Loki have been doing different things, which are going. Like, that's exactly it. So they're using the main Loki basically to stop other variants of him.
He's pretty good now, so.
And that's why this is the variant Loki. So they're getting. Well, it kind of. That's the other thing too, is because it's pre-Avengers, he never got slammed by the Hulk. I think, if I'm correct, I think it's the pre-Avengers, or is it just?
He knows what happened though.
Or is it just after the event? I can't remember now. I'm trying to remember. I was watching this breakdown video, so I can't remember if it happened just before that, or if it was just after that. Oh, I can't remember now.
He still knows what happened in the future. Like, he still knows what's happened.
Well, yeah, he's already knows what's going to happen, or what's happened, or what's happening in general, because it's different time versions. We don't know. We don't even know which versions are which. So
you can see the look on his face. He felt so bad. He's just like.
But either way, like I was watching. Yeah, so he already knows what's going on. So, but this is to drop. They're using this version of Loki to stop other variants of Loki. That's why it's called the whole variant thing they made reference to. Because one of the Lokis in one of the universes has become president. It's President Loki. So there's all this different stuff that's going on. All this stuff, and one of the
lady Loki,
in one of the other parallel universes, there's a female Loki. So.
Yeah,
but if that's the other thing too, if that's a parallel, that means that would have been from the get go, that was a full parallel from the get go, because Loki, you gotta think about that. If there's a female Loki, that means that's a universe that's always been existing from the get go, that Loki was female. So was there a female Thor then?
Female Thor?
Like in that universe, so it's interesting. So that's
female Odin?
Was it the other way around? Was Odin the female and was his mother the father?
Is everything just flipped in that one? Like
that's what I mean. So
are the Avengers ladies?
But they definitely look like they're. Well, that's exactly everything swapped. So Black Widow is Black Spider. Because Widow is like the Black Widow was it Redback?
No, there's no doubt they'd be sort of the same names, but they'd just be gender swapped.
Well, say would he be called Redback?
Because that'd still be Loki.
Yeah. So
because Loki's not his real name. It's because he's a giant. So.
Yeah, the god is just known as.
Whatever his giant name was before that.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool that we're gonna have that.
I didn't know that until I watched the Dark World, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I thought he was a fucking frost giant. I was like,
yeah. Well, they kind of said they kind of showed that off in the first movie, but you gotta pay attention.
What, in the Avengers or Thor?
Thor.
I never really watched that either.
They show scenes of that. There's a part where he grabs the thing and he turns blue and he's like, ooh.
Oh yeah, but that could be anything.
They do talk about
it. The third one, that he's like, you actually see all this end of the second, and then he's like pissed off in the third. Like, you're there for me.
But no, definitely interesting. That I think the bigger focus part will be definitely Loki and female Loki possibly teaming up. That's just gonna be chaotic. Like Loki and female Loki, it's just like, especially if it's this like being the main Loki, it's main Loki and then female Loki. That's just gonna be a fucking shit show. Like, oh
I've got. Is it going to be Tom Hiddleston playing a female Loki?
no, they actually got someone cast for her, so
Oh,
she's
do
blonde
they
as
look
well.
similar though? I think they
No,
would.
no,
That's weird.
shorter, she's blonde. I think I remember seeing.
I would have kept them similar at least, so it makes sense.
So it's
Loki
interesting.
wouldn't change in appearance that much, like from different universes. It'd just be.
Well, I
traits
think the fact too being blonde because the frost giant thing being frost white, blonde. I mean, him was just male generally, just went dark hair.
Yeah, but he was. They all had dark, didn't they? The Frost Giants.
Yeah, I don't know. She has blonde hair, so
I can't remember.
from what I
I didn't really
seeing.
pay attention to the trailer. I was just too amazed. I'm like,
Yeah, watch
I
the
wanna watch
breakdown.
it.
There's a lot that goes on in the breakdown trailer.
I just want to watch the show when it comes out.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Get it all from there.
It's gonna be so good.
Actually, in what, June or July it comes out.
So we've got Falcon and
Months.
Winter Soldier that goes through April, May. So I think Winter Soldier wraps up May.
And
Then we have a
Loki.
gap, and then we have Loki start June. So we have like a month gap, and then
I'm not keen
Oh.
for Loki than any other one.
well,
Let
in
me
the
say this.
interim before that, before Loki comes out, we get it. I think is
Black
it
Widow.
no? It's June,
Oh.
July. No, it's July. It's after Loki. We get Black Widow.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
No,
sense.
pushed
Why
to
there's a
August,
gap.
wasn't it?
No, yeah, no, July. No, that's why there was the gap originally, because you think about it, they changed it around. We had Scarlet. There was like a week or 2 week gap. Then we had Falcon and Winter Soldier. That wraps up. That would have wraps up May. Technically, we would have had the Black Widow movie because that was coming out in May. And that's now pushed to July. Then we would have had May,
That was gonna be
June.
last year though.
Well, that was meant to be
Year
last year. Well,
before.
even these shows were meant to come out. Some of I think it was meant to be last year, but I'm saying now that because they've had to shuffle around the TV shows, because even the TV shows weren't meant to come out like this. Scarlet Witch technically wasn't meant to be the first show to come out. That's that as well.
Yeah.
Like they had to rechange the order, but they had slated Black Widow to come out in May, and that's why there's that big gap between Falcon and Loki, because they would have gone, okay, let's have some TV shows, let's chuck a movie in, and then have more TV shows and stuff. But they've gone, oh crap, because of the whole theatre thing, they've gone, oh crap, we're gonna have to postpone that again, and now we've just got this gap between Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki now, because that technically would have been taken by the movie, and that's now pushed.
Which brings me to it. Spider-Man is still not being on Disney Plus ever because Netflix just brought more rights to it. From
Well,
Sony, so.
there's still to a degree there's still stuff on Disney. It's just it's more stable on Netflix. So anything does happen,
Yeah.
basically it's a backup that they've partnered, and they're allowed to because it's Sony, not Marvel. So
Yeah.
Marvel will still have their stuff, like of course, Marvel related
I don't
Spider-Man
think
stuff
Sony
on.
will ever sell Spider-Man.
No. Oh no, not now, not now. They're holding on to that. Marvel's going to try any bit they can and try and get it back, but they're not going to be able to. So
No.
basically, yeah, from what I remember seeing, that's basically a staple. So if anything, I guess, does go wrong in the future, and if they do anything because they'll still have the rights, they're kind of reserved for Netflix, and it can always stream on Netflix because it's a Sony product, and they can't really put it in anywhere else. They want to get like their, I guess it gets a bit more spread around too.
And they could put on Prime and Stan and stuff like that if they need
But
extra revenue.
I feel like we might see some stuff in the future with Netflix, so that could be a thing too. So
Which
like extra stuff.
own Netflix TV show Spider-Man, that'd be dope.
Well, that's exactly it.
don't
Why?
think that
Why
makes
when you've already got movies already out, you've already got stuff done, you've already had the Toby series done, you've already got the bloody Andrew Garfield series done. They're up on Disney. You can watch them up on Disney. I think it was.
Just the newer stuff, I think now. For
The newer stuff, but there's only those two movies which, of course, are up on Disney. Why now have signed an agreement with Netflix? So there's something that's got to be in the works that they're working on, because Disney is also partly been. No, Disney hasn't said anything about it. They're not concerned. There haven't been any reports
I
from
think
Disney.
it's more of the deal
So-
with no one likes Disney anymore because of what happened.
Well, there's that, but even then, Sony and Disney
Like-
have already still got their bond because of Marvel. They've still got their bond for movies, but the fact that they've gone to
But
Netflix,
Netflix
which is
seems
interesting,
safer.
and the fact that Disney hasn't said any hullabaloo about it, they've just casually allowed it as well because they're not trying to make up a scuff stink about
You
it.
can't really stop it. so-
No, but it's interesting that they've just gone, okay, let's just let it happen. So there might be some stuff coming, because what's the point of, you've already got stuff on Disney Plus, why have some stuff go on Netflix as well if you've only got this stuff slated so far? So like you're saying, we might see more, or what I'm thinking as well, we might see more Spider-Man's content coming out, and it might be tied with Netflix productions, because we have in the past seen Marvel series where we saw Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica
Yeah.
Jones and the Defenders and Luke Cage. That was on
Punisher.
Netflix. And the
Oh, no,
Punisher.
that's not Marvel.
No, that's
Oh,
Punisher
he's in
Marvel.
Marvel?
Yeah. But they were all
I
on
thought he was
Netflix.
DC for a second.
They were on Netflix, and now you got to think about it. We've got the Netflix Daredevil now appearing in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I reckon eventually they're going to tie into Netflix and like make their own shows,
well,
movies.
they've already slated now, officially slated the Netflix we've seen before, where Jessica Jones is appearing in the She-Hulk. Like they've actually stapled this Netflix series that kind of tippy-toed around the events. Now actually have grabbed them and actually putting those characters in the Marvel movies. So they're actually stapled them in there now. So I feel like we may see more going on again with Netflix again.
And also, Kevin Feige, give Johnny Bernthal his own Punisher movie. Come on.
Yes.
I'll give him a full
Have
blown
him
fucking two and a half hour Punisher movie. Like, fuck.
chuck him in there. Chuck him in the universe. Like properly do some crazy shit.
Because he was good as the Punisher. Like, he was so calm and then he just.
Have him come
brutal.
up against one of the other characters that we've got already. Like have him go
He's not
crazy.
superpowered though, he's just pissed off.
That's just typical Punisher though. Like he's not really superpowered.
Like, he's not power, he's just a normal dude. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's just the Punisher.
he can't really fight. He can't really take on the Avengers, but he can take on people.
But yeah, so
Like Spider-Man, I guess.
who knows what we could get?
Spider-Man's
Who knows what we
Agreed.
could get from these universes now that they're all been put into it? So
Is that Punisher show still going? I don't think it
no.
is.
All the Netflix stuff wrapped up.
No, the Punisher got cancelled, I think. It
They all got cancelled. They all got cut off because the whole stuff where they started going to, they couldn't go any further because if they went too far, it was going to kind of compromise
Overlap.
what Marvel was doing. So they had to cut it off, and then they brought the
Oh,
characters
so they
across.
might
'Cause
come back with things.
once they've worked out, I guess what they've worked out what they're doing, then they bring them back. But they basically just had to cut everything off at the head, and just be like, no, you need to stop because you're getting too carried away. Like not carried away, but like you're going to get too close to what we're trying to do. And we don't want interference, so.
Just keep them separate then.
Well, they wanted them all part of the universe anyway, but they weren't too sure how to tie them in yet. So, and it's all because of the licensing, because they claimed them. They need to do something with it.
Surprising because the movies are probably 10 years ahead now. They've already got the next 10 years done. So why not the shows?
Well, that's exactly it. They can work it out now where the story can fit in gaps. That's the thing now. They can work out where it fits in because we've now got. Because you got to think about where we were going. Was like you had the movies happening, you had the series, like the Netflix shows, kind of paralleling events. Then you kind of had a stop point. And the show's kind of got to a point. It's like, well, you can only go so far because you can't start creating these parallel stories.
I mean, you can, but you got to modify the movies to fit the shows.
Exactly.
And the movies get ahead. You got to modify the shows.
And the movies are the primary part. Like movies are the main part. Everything else besides it in the TV shows are side. Like the movies take until you got this new series now, which is like Scarlet, which is up there big main chunks. They've just told them in a series format, which is they're trying a different approach, which is like interesting how Scarlet Witch took their approach, and then you've got like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which are like basically mini movies because they're like hour-long episodes. It's very interesting. So it'd be interesting how Loki is played out.
Like a 3-hour movie over a show that goes.
Oh, I mean, once the whole Falcon is out, it's going to be like because they're like 15-minute long episodes. You're going to have like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours for the if you watch it all in one hit because you could basically. I could sit down if I wanted to and binge every episode because they segue nicely. If you cut out the intro, like if you just had the intro at the first episode and the credits at the one, you could cut it nicely together. Like it would blend nicely together. Like it's done really well.
They could have made the whole Avengers into a TV show really and just did that way. Like
they might even do that for the future. Like that we might get that for an Avengers film. Like
I want movies, not TV shows.
It's one of those things. I think they're trying out to see what they can do.
TV shows to run too long because you know what happens after. Let's say Supernatural. That got to be it. Yeah.
That's why I think that's why they do. Well, that's like from what they were doing Scarlet, which was just a one-off series. That was it.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to be the prequel for the Doctor Strange. I think it was.
Just coming out to next year anyway. So
that's why it was all over the place. But they needed to fill in gaps.
Even.
They needed to fill in few gaps. So. Well, they're filming everything in Australia.
They're so quick though now. Like...
They're doing everything in Australia, so they've got plenty of time to film. They're filming everything left, right, and centre. So
I saw Thor being filmed. It looked so good.
Like, oh yeah.
There was a camera above, and they're like little ants down the bottom. Like you see Thor on the little stage, just going.
Winding up the hammer. That's great.
It was. I can tell you what scene that was too. Had his sister come out of a weird portal. She just steps out of this thing, just like, ha. I was like, what? She's back.
That's gonna be crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
She's back though. Like, where was she in the whatchamacallit, in the fucking...
Well, yeah, she remember she like, got speared and she got like yeeted off into wherever.
Yeah, like she's back though. Like, come out of this massive circle portal.
So who knows? So we'll see how that ties in. It's gonna be interesting.
It's like on this Broadway stage. It was weird. It was like on the beach.
Is another one of those? Is it another one of those bloody Loki drama entertainment scenes where they're doing a play and it's like recreating the sister appearing, played by someone else off character?
I think Loki and Thor and she was. I think had like, because you could see the X's on the actual stage where they got to stand.
Yeah.
I guess this is a good shot. Like,
Sure, it wasn't like from last year's shot, from not last year, the old movie.
Year.
It's definitely from this movie.
I mean, it was from Thor 4. Because it was a weird stage I'd never seen before.
Okay.
It was like a Broadway stage, just a big round thing with like curtains and everything.
Like a play, like they had the play set, like they had.
A play.
I'd say maybe it
comes out of like, huh?
That's weird.
And they're on the beach in Sydney, like on the beach filming that.
That's weird.
It was all like on the side of the street, just all blocked off. It was fucking
weird.
great. Because the camera just zoomed out. It's like, oh, that's where they are. Oh, that's where they are.
That's weird.
Just show people where they are, why don't you? Like, Jesus. Just keep it on them. Don't zoom it out. Crazy people. But, oh, you like Jurassic World, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the, what's it called? The Jurassic World Velocicoaster.
Oh.
Which, June 10th this year, it opens.
Yeah.
At Universal Orlando.
Not too bad, not too bad.
It's just a roller coaster.
Call out to anyone out there still. We need a Disneyland or a Universal Studios in Australia, please.
I don't need it, but it'd be nice.
It'd be nice. 6 Flags even.
6 Flags. 7.
7.
I'll call it something else. 5.
6 stars? How many stars are in the flag?
I mean, you got velociraptors on the side when he's going to pounce on you when you go round. So.
That's cool.
They're only showing like a minute of quick flashes, so I haven't seen what it is exactly. But it's a thing. I mean, they just announced it. It's opening June 10th. That's 2 months away. Exactly 2 months away. Also, E3's happening, unlike last year where it was canned. I wonder who's going to host it, though. Unless Jeff's back. Which he hasn't been posting about it, so... Maybe it's IGN hosting it. Maybe. But then they did the Game Awards with Jeff. I don't know. I mean, E3, Sony's skipping it as usual now. Everyone else is in there. I think Nintendo's in there. Oh, that's doing a Nintendo Direct. Who knows?
We're gonna see a lot of different stuff. So
probably have their online and their E3. Who knows? But what you was talking about, the Ghostbusters Afterlife, Des.
Oh, Ghostbusters Afterlife, that little trailer that came out, the little scene, not even a trailer, that little scene, with the Paul Rudd scene. Oh. So
is
good.
Is that like a reboot, or is that just a continuation?
It's a number 3, our proper number 3. So.
Well, who the fuck's Rudd playing?
No idea. He's a teacher. He's a teacher at some point, and then the kids. I think his students. One of his students was the grandson of what's his name?
One of them.
Igor? Is it Igor? Is it Igor?
Oh. I don't know.
Spangler? Because you had Bill Murray's... Oh, I can't remember who now. The guy with the glasses, him. One of the kids is his grandson. I think it was.
He knows about the whole...
And then he took something... He takes something to school or something, and he's one of the teachers, but at the same essence, he would have been a kid when the first invasion happened with like the State Puff. So I think that's what this whole State Puff like there's a lot of speculation going around the internet with that state puff scene that we've seen, where the little marshmallow state puffs have been coming out of the bags and like going like, eh, and he's like, what the hell? Like it could be a kind of little nod back to that when he was a kid.
Right?
That's when he would have first seen like the age lineup would have been
the big
the big Stay
fucking-
Puff, yeah. So
Which is like they look so cool.
they look so adorable. They're like roosting each other, like ah. Like it's so good. There's the one in the s'mores.
He's like looking around like, what the fuck's going on?
It's like, is he having a nightmare? Is it a hallucinated like terror dream?
Could be a nightmare.
It could be anything.
Or a flash, something. Like, could be anything.
Or it could be like an actual possession. Like it could be actual like the State Puff, like how that appeared out of nowhere. It could be the same kind of thing where these things have, because they were State Puff like marshmallows, like
yeah, but they just bust open out of the bag. You just stand there
so
like,
it could be like metaphor, like not metaphor, like actually like possessed, like crazy. I don't know, anything could be.
yeah, but out of everything there, where's the marshmallow?
Yeah, because it could be the ghost taking possession of him, being like ah. So it'd be
It would have
interesting.
been
I'm
cooler if
keen.
they actually had the marshmallows jumping at him like flinging themselves.
Well, I think it leads to that point because he freaks out. I think it actually is meant to lead to that point that they start attacking him, which is yeah, going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Because I'm keen for that movie.
Soon, I think, as well.
I'm really keen for that movie. It was meant to come out last year. Of course, everything being delayed. I'm like, I just want to watch the Ghostbusters movie. It looks so good. We've got Paul Rudd in it. We've got Paul Rudd. Like, come on.
Who else is in there though? Like, gonna have some of the old ones back.
Yeah, the old cast is supposed to be in there. And then you've got the kids from.
Didn't someone die though? Some pass away.
Yeah, that's the same. That the old bloke with the glasses, he passed away.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the ones
Oh,
that's
that
based around.
movie still.
Yeah.
We talked about it ages ago. Jesus.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's that movie. It's the
was
grandkids.
last year.
Yeah, it was meant to come out ages ago. We talked about before even.
In the first season, we did that.
Yep, we're still talking about
Damn.
it. This
That's how long
podcast,
it's
this podcast is going to go for a year, and that movie will still not even be out yet.
That's what I mean. Like that movie's been done for so long. How's it been leaked yet?
It's crazy.
Same as Black Widow. Everything leaks when it doesn't because things should have leaked from everywhere else. Things are put out there as leaks.
Yep, we're starting to show that leaks are done by the system.
Oh fuck yeah!
It's all to get the
Leaks are
hype.
not-
How else would you
leaks are
get?
intentional.
How do you think we get people that get the word out for movies being good
I mean,
or not?
Probably not Last of Us. That was probably a leak because they wouldn't want that out there. Like everything.
But that's what I'm saying though. But like, how do you think all these movies get people aren't just inviting all these reviewers to come to these movies to go watch movies. Like people are getting copies of stuff so they can watch it in advance, like or leak things out so people can get.
Fuck yeah.
That's how the hype gets up. That's how Game of Thrones took off. If it wasn't for being pirated, the series would have never taken off. Like.
I heard about it in probably the second or third season.
Game of Thrones was one of the most pirated TV shows ever.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
And that's what took it off. And then they wanted to like revert halfway through that. They wanted to like put all these like systems in to stop people pirating. It's like you wouldn't have made the franchise this big if it wasn't for people pirating it. Like you're stopping.
And then
like they bought it anyway.
Season happened, and everyone went.
Like people pirating it also bought it. Like it was just one of those things.
That's weird. The show was such a high. The ending, everyone's like, fuck Game of Thrones. Like no one talks about it no more.
Well, they're still waiting for the other book, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no movie or show to that. So.
No.
I think there's a game coming out of that though.
I know.
By someone.
Well, they actually took the movie. The series actually got a chance to actually go in its own direction towards the end.
Which it shouldn't have.
Because they were going along parallel at the start, and because they needed the book, and the shop was going on, and they just go, no, you can do whatever you want. And they're like, okay, and they just went off because they needed
but they
to
still
end
could have kept it similar to what they would have had, maybe.
Yeah.
Or they could have asked what's going to happen later on, and just give a brief overview, and then just fill in.
It's just George R.R. Martin.
Like, that's because he's working with I forgot who he's working with for Elden Ring from Software. So if that's got influences from him, that's gonna be a hell of a good game.
Yeah, because I've seen some pretty bad Game of Thrones games back in the day.
Yeah, this is Elden Ring. This is Dark Souls.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. There's been some pretty good bad ones back in the day, so this is gonna be good. It's needed. They could have been.
He's not made in the Game of Thrones one. It's made by Is it Bethesda doing it? No. There's someone big who's doing Game of Thrones. I can't remember who it is. I wish I knew, but I don't.
Eh.
I'll get back to you on the Twitter.
Yeah. What do we got? I'll go got a bit of news here. Mixed up a little bit. For those e-sports gamers out there, everyone loves that e-sport news. I've never really been big on the e-sports, but
What's esports?
esports. It's in the game. Oh wait, that's EA. That's EA.
Esports in the game.
That's just EA. EA Sports is in the game. So this is interesting. I'm like, okay, I guess. I don't know if you want to. If you're not, yeah, I don't get it. It's just a bunch of people getting paid to play video games like anyone else. But apparently, Valkyrie gets the get gaming world. I don't know. Basically, the 29-year-old gamer from Los Angeles is now the new owner of a. Well, I keep saying 1,000. Is the new owner of 100 Thieves, the esports team. Giant, apparently.
What is that? I've never heard of them.
I don't know. Everyone talks about esports. Everyone goes, "Oh my god, this team! Oh my god, that team!" When I hear the words, when I hear of anything, when it comes to the word sports, I'm just like, you lose me. Once you come to like, if you talk about like, oh yeah, video games, yeah, sweet, yeah, video game, yeah, esport. I
know there's Liquid, Team Liquid.
I don't know. There's so many different teams. I'm just
NRG.
like, yeah, that's all Americans. I feel like that only realistically, I'd may have more interest if there was a lot more Australian teams, but because there's
certain games,
they're very minute. There's only a couple, and certain games, and it's like very minute.
Because there's not many pros here for all.
But how many people play games? It's just like, how is there no pros? How do we have so many pros? Like, oh.
They don't take it serious enough, I don't think.
So, and everyone's all I don't know. I'm like, why do I want to watch other people play video games? So I can play video games myself, where I can be just as good. Like,
if you watch streamers, that's the same thing.
I sometimes watch streamers, but
I mean, they react.
But they're entertaining. They're actually there to entertain, not just be like, cross 6 come on, go, oh, I'm down, go, that way, go. It's like, I don't want to watch none of that shit. It's like, how's you going? Yeah, oh, don't slap me in the face with poo. Oh, yeah, oh, my fucking, oh, yeah, great, look at my beard. Oh, my big fucking, yeah, oh, yeah. What'd you say? My mum died. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. Like, I'm here for the memes, the joke entertainment. Yeah, that was the other day when I watched A Very Polite Gamer. He made a joke. He's like, I don't know if you saw it. They're getting into this match. They're getting all serious. They're doing something. He goes, "Yeah, something. Yeah, you get drunk." And he's like, "Yeah, fuck your motherfucker, or you fuck your mum or something like that." And she's like, "You what? I'm a what?" And he had to think in for a while. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean like that. I'm sorry." And she was fucking with him. And she goes, "Oh, it's like," and he's like, "Oh, I forgot." And then he drops. He goes, "Yeah, I forgot your mum died." and then once she realizes he's apologizing, she turns around and like, "Nah, I'm only fucking with," like, it's alright. Like, you can tell that she was fucking with him. Yeah. It was like, he goes, yeah, and he got all riled up in the joke, and he goes, "Oh, fuck your mum, go fuck your mum," or something like that. He's like, "Oh, what? Oh, you're," and he's like, and then you see his whole expression go from like in the mood to going, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh crap, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean like that. Oh no, it was only, oh," and then the whole thing, everyone's like, "What? What do you mean? Like, why would you say like that?" Like, oh, yeah, her mum's dead, by the way." It's like, fucking hell. Oh, I was like, that's just rip. What a. Oh, I was like, damn, he got really into it.
That's Mark.
I know, it was so funny because it felt like it felt like the whole thing felt like an Artie Donna skit at the same time. I was like, because he was flipping valves because they're trying to make get the different color gases or liquids or something, and they had to make alcohol or something or booze or gas chamber or something.
Gamers in the snow.
Yeah, it was one of those puzzle things. He's flicking switches like, I got the purple, I got this color, and then getting going. I was like, it's a color. They're like, yeah, and they're getting all wild at it, and then he's like, yeah, he's talking about
watching the same game. He's just like, we gotta flick the blue one. Gotta flick the blue one.
I know. Yeah, you get a wild. He goes, "Fuck your mum" or something like that, and I was like, "Oh, or screw your mum" or something. I can't remember what it was.
How he is like. He is very polite.
That game looks good. I want to play that game, but you definitely got to play it.
What is it? We Are Here or something?
Something.
We Are Here.
We should play it. Maybe should look into it.
It's co-op. So.
Yeah. So Valkyrie buys. I guess is now the new owner or something. I don't know. I hear these names. I have no idea who these are. All I've seen them is they play with Jacksepticeye once.
Once. Never.
I hear these names.
Never
They go on
again.
about big streamers, but I never really watched a lot of these big streamers because I don't get it. Sometimes there's some of these big streamers that people go crazy for, and I go watch them. And I'm just like, how are they entertaining? I'm like, how are they so big? Like,
Are you calling Jacksepticeye not entertaining?
Jacksepticeye's got great. Oh, have you actually sometimes have you seen streams though? You got like their YouTube's great, but then have you watched them stream sometimes where they're just like all of us, where they're just all of us is just quiet. It's just like they're one of us. They're no different. But
Oh, so it's just like
yeah, they can get quiet sometimes. Mark can be looked at sometimes too.
it just depends what you're doing. Like even you do it, so
Exactly. Like
if you play house, would be just like, oh, I'm sorry, chat.
yeah, I might play some of that later tonight too.
Like,
Because I didn't.
someone's followed
I
like
might-
an hour ago.
I might should do some streaming tonight because I didn't stream much the last couple of days.
I
So.
am too.
I might play some house stuff. I don't know. Well, you gonna play Jim?
COD.
COD. You playing COD?
You wanna play some multiplayer, bruh?
Yeah, I'll plug in my Xbox. We'll stay in the chat, I guess. I'll plug my Xbox up to this. Wait, are you playing on your console? You're gonna plug it up through your... You're streaming it, aren't you? You're streaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll plug my Xbox up and we'll just do that.
I'll do the campaign first.
Yeah, no, I'll do something while you're doing the campaign. But if we do some multiplayer later, then if we get around to it, if they've actually got the multiplayer, I mean not the multiplayer, the campaign working, and you can finish it.
Have you seen what happened? You know that grenade launcher at the end of the game? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna give towers.
Close to the end.
I
Yeah.
was firing that. I was firing it. The gun was going off. Nothing came out of the gun.
Nothing came out of it.
And then I reloaded. I got put into another car with a machine gun. I'm like, how does the game do that? I'm in a completely different fucking vehicle.
Wait till you get to the very end of the game. That gets weird. So.
It gets even more broken.
No, it's like playing the Stanley Parable. No, actually, no, it's like that playing PT. No, it's kind of like playing...
I've already done that, where you go through the fucking... I didn't have to turn around like, oh, red door. I was going round.
Yeah, I did that. Have you... Yeah, I pushed it as far as I could with everything to get all the different dialogue. There's so much different dialogue you get for that section.
I did like 50 laps, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Did you get the, you got the zombies?
Yeah, I'm like, ah!
Yeah, the zombies. What about when you're doing that end thing where he tells you to go right or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Did you go left all the time?
Yeah. I went left, right, very...
So basically, I pushed it that far. There's a point, I don't know if you end up getting to it, but I went all the different ways. Dude, there's actually an achievement for doing something as well if you go a certain way. There's an achievement. So you know when you get to the bridge, and then there's the door?
But I'm on realism. I'm not
so,
fucking realism.
No, okay, so you know when you come to that, because you've done all that now, so when you cross the bridge and there's like the door opens up in front of you, when you got to cross that rickety bridge, we're telling you to go left, right, did you get to a point where you walk across the bridge and the door opens, like a door is right on the bridge in front of you? Or did you?
So.
Well, I got that. I got as far as like I got really far with it, where that because you know when you walk across that rickety bridge and there's like the waterfall and then there's that big drop below you. So yeah. So basically, I got to a point where I walked across that because I took so many different wrong tracks that a door opens up that like trying to make sure that you have to walk through the door. I jumped up on the rope and walked around the door. And then it opened up another. And then when you go to the back area, there's a giant adler head.
That's creepy.
Yeah, like there's like a giant head of his head.
He's the bad guy. I swear he's fucking with Perseus. He's shady as
so
shit.
because it's like it reminded me of Stanley Parable when I started going through because you go through the rooms and it's like take left turn and he gets mad at you when you don't take the right. Like he goes take the right, I go left. He gets real mad at you.
Like,
so
did it really happen that way?
I did everything. There's actually an
me.
achievement if you keep pushing him. There's an achievement you get for keep pushing him. When you keep going further and further and further, you get an achievement for it.
I didn't get that. I just because I varied some of the time, not all the time.
I did everything completely opposite to him. I even did a point where I went like left and then went right and left. No. Cause I've played plenty of these games before, and I always know not to do what they tell you to do. So I kept doing the opposite. And like I said, when I was like, I'm gonna push my luck here. And when I came to the bridge with the door, I was like, okay, he's gonna make you go through the door. I'm like, I feel like I can get around this. So I crashed Bandicoot up on the rope, ran past the rope, jumped back around. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, you can't be doing this. How are you doing this? And then I found like these different things. Like
intentional then.
Yeah. That's because like I said, you go through and then you go around the corner further across the bridge. You go further down, and there's this giant big like stone head or whatever it was of Adler's head. It's massive. It's just creepy. I'm just like, what the fuck? And then there's another secret thing, and you go through that, and it takes you through another loop again, and you just keep going. I just kept pushing it as far as I could until.
that little hallway keep going round. I was there for like 20
Because
minutes.
there was another
going,
object as well. There's another thing too I did, if I remember. There was a part of the boat or something appeared on the side. There was like a thing when you cross the bridge. There was another thing that was like a room and there was a door. I actually jumped across onto that and went through that door and it led me somewhere else as well.
I mean, after I do it on realism, I'm gonna go through on easy. And
Definitely do that mission again on easy and go through everything. Just push his like don't like when he keeps telling you to do one thing, do the complete opposite the whole time.
I thought I was doing that live. It's like, no, it's memories. I'm like,
yeah.
When you get the grenade launcher into the field, I died like 20 times there, probably more.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it flicks you. That's right. Because you flick him with the grenade launcher and then he flicks you back and you're in a machine gun instead. Because he's like time jumps or something, isn't it?
Yeah, like speed was like, yeah. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, that's why.
Spoilers if you haven't played COD in the last 6 months.
Like that mission. That's what I was trying to think. Wait till you get to the very end because you're nearly at the end.
No, I think I'm the last person to play COD. So
you're pretty much at the end. You're going to. I can't wait. I need to watch you get that.
Yes, I've just got
that final.
I just got the information. I told the truth.
Oh, oh yeah, yep. Oh, I can't wait. I want to watch you play that. Actually, I might watch you play that. I want you to get. Oh, I want you to see that ending. I want you to see that ending.
I reckon Adler's Perseus.
I want you to see that ending. Shady. I want you to see that ending. It's so good. That's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
That's so good.
Because you haven't. Because they haven't revealed who you are yet, have they? No, they haven't.
Yeah.
You've been revealed who you are.
Got shot in the
yeah. You saw that, yeah. You're at the very end. You've only got like a small.
Just a random dude who got fucking brainwashed. Like, it's like. It's like, tell where Perseus is. I don't know where. I was
such a yeah. I couldn't remember how far you're at. Like, if you've done that, yeah. Like, how fucked up is that though? Like, we'll talk about that though. So, like, how fucked up is that like you end up finding out that you were the guy who got shot in that car? Like, if you do that first mission where you go through and you see that guy get shot.
Then? Like, who was I the whole time before that?
Well, they were talking through memories and stuff. So you're being like triggered with memories and different things and.
Yeah, but
they're all made up. All those missions, all those other missions you did were all made up. They're all like triggered missions.
It's been forced into my head. Like,
yeah,
I've just the game's just is. If that was intentional, they went about it weird. If that was accidental,
I like the idea because it opens up where they could go with future games. That's why I didn't want to. That's why I didn't want to say anything. And I
like Modern Warfare more. I just had a solid. This is it. It's the end.
I feel like they're dabbling in the multiple choice almost, where your actions could impact the story a little bit. I think they're trying to dabble on that a little bit. So,
yeah, but they didn't though. Like, except for the lying truth thing, that was pretty much it.
So that's what I mean.
Because I said, "Where's Perseus?" and nothing happened. It's the same as saying he's here. Like,
yeah. So it's interesting. But that's what I'm saying. They still got to work on a lot of stuff. But it'd be interesting to see if they go down that route in the future. If they're not,
20 minutes from the end, I think, or less.
No, yeah, you're very at the end. Like, there's not much left, so you'll be done pretty quick.
I told him he's in this certain spot, and they're just there now. Like,
oh, you kind of got that either way. You can't not say where he's at.
That's what I mean. Like, it's there's no choice still. Like, it's all in the same.
But
way.
At the same time, you got to think this is something. If they're going that route, this is something new. You got to be specific with how you play it. I mean, look how we've seen choices before. Look at Mass Effect. You had the whole game, so like all those choices at the very end led you to 3 choices. So much for multiple choice. Like Cyberpunk, gives you all this stuff, and it gives you, and it doesn't even like you do the whole game. Technically, doesn't affect. It gives you like 5 choices or something at the end of the game. 4 choices, and the one secret one for actually doing one thing that actually affects the outcome.
No, the 4th one's secret.
The 4th one, I can't remember, but yeah. That was 5.
Yeah, but no matter what you do, the game continues on.
They've never actually fully perfected a multi-chain outcome yet.
It wouldn't be hard, like really, if you do it right.
Yeah, you just have multiple different divisions, and you got to meet those quotas to get you to this point. Meet the quota choice for this point.
Like Cyberpunk, I pick one ending. I shouldn't be able to go back and keep doing them.
Go back to the start of that mission. I'm at that mission too.
You'll find out what I mean by go back and redo it.
Because I'm like, I'll go to this mission. Went to the thing. It's like, you cannot, if you do this mission now, you cannot do anything else. I was like, oh.
No, you can.
But, yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna do the other missions, side missions, the last side mission first, which I've done and got all of Johnny's crap now. So. I can dress as Johnny now, and I got his car and everything. So,
I did that. It looks so weird when you V. It looks so weird.
Johnny V. Johnny V.
No, V looks weird as Johnny looks weird as V. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. So, I can't.
I accidentally dropped one of his items and ran off, so I had to reload to save him. I'm like, drop. Oh, no, I was like,
The gun? Was it the gun?
No, I stole some clothes.
Because you shouldn't be able to sell the clothes. They apparently made them non-sellable.
Oh,
but...
you can after a certain point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
if you
God.
like spam and sell, you can get rid of it. Just
Yeah, because I know you can sell and drop his gun because it's not like it's a part of the achievement, but it's not a main item.
no, that in the car. You don't need the car for the
No,
achievement.
but I got the car, so I've got the cars.
I didn't get the car because I killed the dude.
Oh, you're supposed to kill the dude, and then you can loot his body and get the key.
I didn't loot him. I just killed him and fucked off.
Yeah, because you gotta like leave him and get the key and give you the key, or you can kill him and then take the key from him.
No, he was being mouthy to rogue, so I was like, "Bye, bitch," and then just fucked off.
Oh, I didn't do anything. I just left it. But then I've got to go on a date with her now for Johnny, I guess.
Oh, that's fucking great.
But it's funny. It's like you gotta ask you this. Then I like how she goes, "Is it you or is it?" It's like, no, it's Johnny. Is it you asking me on a date or is it?
Yeah, because she thinks it's weird. It's like, why you?
So.
It's like if it's V, it's gross, but it's V's body.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's like interesting how she goes to that choice. I'm like,
Yeah, but she can tell who they just by the words and mannerisms and that.
Well, how it played off, it sounded like she was kind of interested. Is like, is it you or is it Johnny? Like, she was like kind of interested that it was me asking her. Like my character was asking. It's like, okay, maybe she wants to go on a date with my character then.
Yeah, but what would happen if you have to pick V, not Johnny?
Well, that's what it almost sounded like when she was talking with my character. It almost sounded like she wanted to go on a date with my character almost. I was like, okay.
I'm not starting a new game though, like doing the whole game.
No, I like.
Only if that one trophy, that's all I'm doing it. And then the corpo is gone. I'm sticking with my main one for the rest of the continuation of the game.
I know, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. I'm just waiting for the DLCs when they come out because I've nearly finished it. So.
Well, one's out soon, I think.
Whatever they're going to bring to us.
In the next few months.
I think it's the minor stuff first, and then there'll be a big.
The paid ones will be the big ones.
Which will be good to see where they take the story. So.
It was like The Witcher. They're going to be hefty fucking DLCs.
The Witcher needs it because there's so many places. Because I've found playing the game.
They're not open. They're all closed doors and.
Well, not just that. Like a lot of places I've been doing, like everything I've been doing, side missions, main missions. They take you through a lot of areas that you've been through the same times a lot, but there's so many other areas that you never actually visit unless you go there yourself. There's so many areas I've done so far. I've played the game. Like there's spots that I've gone out of my way to go to.
Skippy yet?
Hey.
Did you find Skippy?
Yeah, I got Skippy.
What mode did you?
Actually, I still didn't come across that guy you were telling me about. Because you know how there's that guy.
Okay.
I haven't heard back from. What's his name? The cop. I haven't talked to him again since he was on a mission. And
the dude, the pimpy dude, the big guy.
Yeah, I've talked to him in that one mission because I remember I forgot about that. I just remembered now the time when I was on the call for him.
Storyline.
Where I called him, like, because the whole romance thing. I left him on the romance. I saved his nephew, and then I remember that time I called him, and he's like, and he cut me off halfway through, like he was thinking, oh, I'm here's something, and the call cut off like he'd been shot or something. And I've been trying to call him back, and I hadn't called him back. I haven't actually called him back since. So I need to call him back again, see if he can answer my calls now. Because he was like,
I think he's still on mine, like.
Yeah, well, I didn't. Well, because I think did you bro him or did you romance him? I think he's straight. I think he's straight. So he tried to hit up my character.
He fucking started that show. I was like, nope.
Because he tried flirting with my character. Because I was like, no. My character's a chick, and I was like, no. I'm interested in I forgot her name now.
See, the characters aren't that memorable.
No, I forget them. I remember what they look like. I'm just bad with names. I know Pan Am because it's Pan Am. What's the other one? Fuck, I can't. But she's my favorite. I do like Pan Am. Pan Am's cool. But I reckon
they got Jiggy in the tank.
So I'm hoping with some of these.
Like,
I'm hoping with these DLCs we see more of those characters, do more stuff with those characters. Like
well, the hacker one probably not because she left. Remember?
No, I still got her.
No, but Is she in person in yours, or is she gone?
No, still person. The what's the name chick? The brain dance chick.
Hmm.
What's the name that I flirt?
What is her name again? I
Oh,
can't
she's the
remember.
main one I flirt with. She's my character. She's legit my character's girlfriend. She's legit my character's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. She's like that. Yeah, she does the brain dance shit. She runs that shit. I can't
Yeah.
remember her name now. I forgot. She's like my main
Oh,
chick. She's like my main chick in Cyberpunk.
was.
Cause yeah, she's still in my game. She hasn't left yet. She was talking. I remember she has that talk where she's talking about like leaving and like doing other things, and she hasn't left yet. Like she hasn't technically left, so she's still like sticking around because she's sticking around for my character and stuff because they've romance. But she can't romance with you because you're a male character.
I almost got the option though. That's the weird part.
The same thing.
I had the option. Like
It's kind of like that because it was like that with Pan Am almost. It feels like that with Pan Am as a
Yeah.
female character, but then it diverts last
I'm
minute.
guessing maybe later on, if you replay it, maybe
They might have new stuff
add it
with it.
in.
They might add in new stuff, but yeah,
Well,
because
my dude in Pan Am's like yours and yours.
boyfriend and girlfriend. Your
Um,
character's a boyfriend and girlfriend, pretty
yeah.
much. Yeah. And then well, I was saying the other character, that gay dude, wasn't it? Was it a gay dude?
Yeah, the cop.
No, not the cop. The other guy. The skinny dude. Kerry? Is it Kerry?
Oh, Kerry.
Yeah.
The freaking
I don't think I haven't come across him. I haven't come across him yet.
ever.
No, I don't think I've met him. I don't recall him. I haven't seen him. I haven't talked
You're
with
up to
him.
the final mission, and you haven't burnt down the boat or nothing.
Burnt down the boat?
What have you been missing?
I haven't got any of those missions. I've done everything, and he's got no mission come up. There's no interest for him. How do you come across him?
I got a bat and trashed a boat, burned it down, everything. Was
No, I haven't done any of that. I haven't done any of that. How do I get this?
I don't know.
How do I find him?
I don't know. Like, he even poured cement in someone's pool.
No, I haven't none of that. I've had none of that.
It was the bandmate's pool. He just poured cement. He got a cement truck, backed it up, and just started dumping.
What was that scene when you have that flashback with Johnny? Is that in the final mission?
Well, where I was Johnny and you got the guitar.
Not
and
that way. He's
the
walking
band.
through the. Were you walking through the audience and you're seeing? It wasn't him, but it was like you're walking through a crowd, and then someone's playing on stage. Because I haven't done that yet either.
Because I was playing as Samurai, like I was Johnny with the guitar.
I've done something there. I think I don't know. I remember that mission you showed me, or I've seen it around online where you're like walking through. There's like some kind of gig on, and you're walking through the crowd, and then someone's up on stage playing, and you're walking through the audience.
There's a few of them.
I haven't done any of those.
You've missed a lot. What the fuck? And you're on the last mission?
I've done everything. I've legit done everything.
Well, where's your carry and shit? What have you chose for choices?
That's my game. That's just how my game's
Carry, you were
going.
done.
That's how my game's going. That's just how my game is.
Because I was in Kerry's house. I was we break in, got his guitar. He's like, Johnny? He's like, yeah, bitch. He's like, only one person can play that. He's like, Johnny?
So now I've done that mission where you had to steal that other guitar.
Yeah,
No
that's where it all starts with Kerry. Like,
Oh, I
stealing
did
the
that, but
guitar.
I've had nothing else from that. Because I remember you break into there and there's that certain thing you had to hack. Because you steal the guitar there, but something else you got to get from there, which must have been the boots or something. I can't remember what it was. Like the.
Oh, I forgot the boots.
It's in that because you got to get the guitar and something else you had to get. Was it the pants?
Oh, the pants out of the top, out of the drawer. No,
Yeah, because you go in for because it's part of the side mission where you got to get the guitar, and then
Yeah,
you can
and
hack the
there's
computer
also
stuff
the
and then
Johnny
the
item.
pants or something. Yeah. So I remember doing that, but that's all I've
Yeah,
had
but-
from that. Oh, and
Well,
there was
that's
like,
the one
and there was like
tricky
the
part,
other
yeah.
one, and there was like the other one which ended as well, which I haven't heard what's going further with. That was the mission
you
with the guy and that guy who's trying to become mayor or whatever it is, or president, like the mayor of the
Oh,
city.
the dude and his wife.
Yeah. I did missions with them, and then I got pretty
I've
far
done them too.
where I did that, and then they kind of started talking the mission. And then I got hacked by the guy that's been hacking them. They hacked my brain, and they're like, I remember
Oh,
doing that, and they
yeah,
go,
yeah.
you know, you need to stay away from this, or
Yeah.
else, or whatever it is. And then I haven't heard anything else from that now. I'm like, I want to know more of that. Where is this? I want to fight these guys.
Well, I got that, and then I was talking to them again, and they're like, "Oh, we've got to go." And
Yeah, I haven't heard since from them
oh,
because
shit.
they got all
Like, oh,
they
thank
freaked
you.
out. They freaked out on me. They freaked
Do you
out
know
like
what- Do you know what happened to him? To him? Or
no.
them?
To,
Oh,
well,
I won't
to
say
me, the thing I did, they go, don't talk to us ever again, leave us alone, and that was it.
Oh, I found out what happened to him and everything. Like
What
who
I
done
know,
what.
I know there was brainwash. She was hiding some stuff where she knew that he was losing his memory or someone was doing something with memory stuff
Yeah.
and like brain. I know all that stuff going on there, but I
Mm.
didn't get to start. I'm guessing that maybe might be continued on DLC then, maybe because it's left open.
No, I've finished the whole thing.
What did you find out? Who was hacking the system? Who was hacking them and stuff?
Oh,
Or
I did, but this was months ago now.
so you did find out who was doing it then?
Yeah, I finished all the missions, like every one of them.
Because I haven't. Because all I had was I was
Finished
following.
the area, finished theirs. I finished.
Oh, I remember that
Five
mission too. Because I remember
years.
what happened. Because I remember when there's that mission where you had to do that, and then it's like, oh, you're going through and you're detecting everything, and you go and you could find the surveillance thing across the town, and you had to drive to the thing and then follow the van and stuff like that.
That took me so long to figure out there was an antenna from one.
Yeah, I
down,
know.
like,
And I saw it. When I followed that van, that stopped.
Like,
I killed one of the guys. I killed one of the guys. The van crashed, and when I started hacking that computer, and then that's when it was like, then they wiped half the data. But you got half the data, and all I did was that stuff. And then I explained to him what had happened, and I told him. He goes, "What the hell?" And she got all mad. She's like, "Don't talk to us ever again." And that was it. And then I got hacked.
That could be everything then.
And then I got hacked by the guy who was doing the organization or whatever. It was the secret undercover organization.
Stop doing that.
Yeah, stop doing that. And they hacked my brain, and you get a little bit damaged, and then. Or hurt or whatever, and then that was it. It's like, well, am I going to find out more of these netrunners? Like, who's doing this? Like,
I think, have you found any netrunners? Because I have. Have you?
I found some, well, the ones where you find them and you deactivate, you disconnect them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said you got the last mission. Did Takamura die on yours?
No.
You saved him?
Which part? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, no, he did die. Yes, right, yeah, when the building comes collapsing in, he died, apparently, but...
You can actually save him.
You can save him?
It's a trophy, an achievement.
Oh, God.
That's why I got to do the whole game again, because I let him die. I didn't know.
I didn't know that either, because everything just comes blowing in. Everything just comes blowing in, and it's like... Brrr.
Left, you can rescue him.
Hey?
If you go out a door, turn left, you can actually rescue him.
Oh, because I remember because is it the main door? Because I know you got the door, and then there's that you could go something else. You could get up. And
He's in the room with you pretty much, and then you just ditch him, and then he's gone. He gets crushed and.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had to save him. I'm like, why am I missing the trophy?
How? I didn't realize you could save him. I thought it was part of the game where you did. Oh, really? You actually got to save, and you. Oh, that's whack.
You gotta start the game again, Des.
I think I've got a save point just before that still. I don't know. But I've done so much after that, in a sense.
That's what I mean. Like, it's a bit.
I don't know where my save. Because I had multiple saves, and then I overwrite one part, and
There's
then
only a certain amount of saves you can have at a time, though.
I got 4 saves.
Previous ones.
I got 4 actual saves.
No, the saves they override each other eventually. Like I tried to go back, I couldn't.
Oh
like,
no.
Oh.
No. Like I do sometimes when I play, I do certain missions. I actually make my own saves. So I've got 4 individual saves I've made.
Well, you can go check, but
then
you have to save from there,
and then do a different.
It's weird. Maybe to start a new game and save
well,
and then just.
I mean, I can just. Well, what I'll do is I'll keep my main save, go through, and then go back to one of my saves, which is like 10 hours difference, and then play from there, because then I don't have to play the whole 60 hours or whatever.
As long as you can still have Takamura, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, I got an older save that's at least 10 hours back, which I can.
If you don't have him, you're in my boat.
Well, it depends. I'll have a look at it.
Because one of the endings, you've got to have Takamura to actually get a trophy for that too. That's what I'm like. I've done the ending.
Oh, is that the choice one? Is that the specific choice one then for Takamura? It's because if you make that one mistake, is that what everyone's talking about? Is maybe Takamura because it's so minute that you wouldn't realize that if you could save him because it seems natural that he dies. It seems very natural of that mission that you don't expect.
You don't see him like he's just gone. Like
so you just walk out the room and he just disappears. Like
no, he's in the room beside you.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, but like, how do you save him? Like I'm confused. How does that actually?
Just go grab him.
Just grab him.
Get out. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's true because that's right because you got the choice of when you get up off the seat. I guess you instantly go, "What's that?" And you walk to the corner.
He's around somewhere. You just got to Google it and find him.
Yeah.
That's what I've got to do. I've got to do the whole game just to save him.
Well, I mean, if it's the main mission, I guess you can just.
I mean, the story's pretty short. I can just do the whole story and then just do that and continue on.
Well, add up with how much... If you do all the side crap where you're like doing everything else we've done, that takes up a lot of the game. If you just do the story itself, it's actually pretty short just for the main story.
20 hours.
So...
Which I've got it on easy, so I can just run through it.
Yeah.
eventually. I'll do it eventually. Just one trophy.
I don't really want to talk about that story. That story is a bit too creepy.
But as always, we mentioned Cyberpunk in depth again.
Oh, it always happens.
And maybe the PlayStation players don't have it yet.
I'll just chuck this. I'll just chuck in this little stupid article that I read where someone made a post. I just mentioned this before the podcast, where the headline of the article is "What does frag mean in gaming?"
Oh, for fuck.
So this is fucking simple. Frag means nothing else but a simple grenade. It does not stand for anything else. Not once have I heard used the word frag or fragging to kill someone. Not once have I played with people online and heard. I don't know who uses this. They've got photos of people playing Apex, so maybe it might be Apex gamers. I don't know. But, like, the word frag in gaming is regularly used as a substitute for kill or eliminate. I've never heard anyone use that. I've heard people say I've fragged them, meaning like I've chucked a grenade and killed them with a grenade. I've fragged them. I never heard. So if you're on a killing spree and down many opponents, you say I'm fragging.
It does mean kill someone though.
When has anyone? I've never heard anyone use the word I'm fragging when they're on a kill streak. I'm fragging. Are you a fucking fuckhead?
You know you've heard you frag them all.
Frag them all.
Frag them all.
Yeah, because
kill them all.
So maybe it may come from that loosely sense, like it's a sensitive term.
Yeah, like kill them all, frag them all.
I've never
fragging like fragging.
Fracking? Are we
fragging?
Like I never heard the term. Well, like the term is now used to describe success in games. Its origins are much grimmer. The origins of the word comes from Vietnam War by U.S. soldiers. The term fragging was used to explain intentional attempts to kill a fellow soldier. The word was used because oftentimes a frag grenade was the weapon used in fragging incidences. So, I mean, I guess, but even then, like, yeah, I've never heard.
No one says fragging.
Never heard the term fragging, so I don't know where. I feel like people are just making up news articles now just to make up news articles. Because they've heard someone say this, someone said something.
Recently?
Like, it just seems to be a lot of news articles coming out lately. This one's a bit interesting. So, for the Switch, we've seen in the past Tetris 99, which is a big Battle Royale Tetris game kind of mode thing. It's been out for a while.
About that.
Well, now there's the Pac-Man version, Pac-Man 99. So that's the same sense. So that's a new thing popping up, and it's basically the race to finish Pac-Man that's coming out. Speedball it here. What was this other one I saw? Some new gaming social media app thing called Wham. Meet the first mobile gaming social media network, Wham.app, allowing anyone to play at any time and place. Launched in February 25th, has reached 1 million active players. It is the brainchild of Digitap, a Romanian company founded by visionary gamer dev and business veterans Daniel Tamas and Alex Russ, whose missions is to let people socialize through gameplay. So, I don't know, that's just like I heard. It sounds pretty interesting. I thought I'd just mention it because I haven't got much news. So, I just want to spit some news out there. This one here...
Spit it.
And this one here, I'm just like, was this a... No offense, but at the same time, I kind of felt like, is this a delayed April Fool's joke? But maybe not. Not the sense of the whole article, it's just that last part that they used. Xbox is striving to celebrate women players with a global campaign after deciding that gaming is riddled with misogyny, bullying, and sexist insults. That's not just at women, that's at everyone. Everyone. Yeah. It's not just for, like... It's not just men and like women are just as misogynist
because they wouldn't be in the good books.
Less likely, like guys get all weird when women are playing, but
anyone,
whether it's coming from a woman's mouth or a guy's mouth, you'll hear some of the most filth from any player. You can not all players, but there are doesn't matter what gender, what race you are, what you define as. Some of these players in general will spit out the most horrendous shit coming from all sides, all parties. It's not just kids, teens, men's You'll hear it from everyone. So, that's the funny part for starters, but focusing that, it only happens... No! It happens to everyone, and it's anyone spitting it. I've heard some women spit out the most craziest shit out of their mouths when they play. It is horrendous from everyone. So, in a move to promote gender equality, Xbox has replaced the B button on consoles with an equal sign and sending them to selection of world's biggest gaming influencers.
The B button?
That's what I was. That's the part there. Is like, is this an April Fool's joke? Why are we changing it to an equal button? When is the equal part of like? Okay, yeah, equality. Yeah, why not E? Why equal?
I realize if they make an equal button, what does that make that?
Right. Right. That's the there's a 3 line, but basically that's just a B without the.
It could just say a kid sees the lines, they're gonna pick either one.
But why are they setting? But why is it like, oh, we want to create equality by setting these controllers to big influences? It's just like, what are the
influences?
It's like, oh, here's such and such. Here, we'll give him Xbox controller with the equal button. That's like a minute change of a feature for someone that's going to get a controller that may not even play Xbox. It's like, oh, cool, I got this controller, and over time they're going to play it and like forget that it's an equal symbol, or be like, oh, where's the B button? Oh, that's right, it's that button there. Like, the Gaming for Everyone campaign, to be rolled out in 23 countries, will aim to welcome women into the community, motivate and empower them.
But women's been in gaming for fucking ever.
That's exactly it. That's the other thing again. I feel like we're going down these weird routes again. People have fucking.
This is no joke. The majority of some games are all women.
Yes.
I'm
gonna spit through this now. There are dev companies out there that are completely women and will not hire men. There are companies that will be like that. Yeah, they've been primarily men, but they will hire women. But there's specifically companies out there that are women only that will not hire men. They'll discriminate. Where's the equality? They're talking about equality. There is no equality. Like, if equality's going to exist, you've got to have companies that will either be primarily women and include males. You cannot disinclude anyone. To be equal, there needs to be inclusive of everyone. And like that's what gets me with these things. It's just like, while women make up almost half of the... See here, Communication Agency Service Plan said, while women make up almost half of the gaming community. Almost half!
Exactly.
That's been happening for a long time. What? Now you're going to make them exclusive. You can't just be like here, welcome women into the community, motivate and empower them. Again, okay, yes, we're empowering women, but then you start putting down men. You can't have equality. If you're empowering one, that's not equal because you need to empower both. Where's the equality? You can't empower one without empowering the other.
That's
empowering one means no equality.
Women, the men are like, well...
Like, I'm sorry, but everyone talks about equality, and if you're going to equal anything, you need to empower both parties or empower no parties. That's not equal.
It's already equal, really. Like,
that's exactly it. It's already equal. So that's what gets me with these statements where people go, "Oh, we need to make it more empowering." And
making these same stories.
And hold high-profile leadership positions in. Here we go. While women make up almost half of the gaming community and hold high-profile leadership positions in the industry, women still struggle to combat misogyny in the form of outdated gender stereotypes, discrimination, bullying, and sexist insults. That's not just to women. That's to everyone.
I've seen women do it in person. Like, I've seen women
exactly. Insults, straight up, are equal across the board. They're not targeted.
It depends who's doing it. Like, if it just depends on the person, not the gender. Like,
exactly. And that's the thing too. The form of outdated gender stereotypes. That's always gonna misogyny, discrimination, bullying, and sexist insults.
Get into
combat misogyny. When you're combating misogyny, you got to combat misogynistic people. Not the attitude. It's the people.
Not gender.
Like it's misogyny is individual, not a whole. It's individual. It's a minority over the majority. Like it's.
Yep.
And that's where the misconception comes from. It just goes, oh, you drop a few slurs here and there. Oh, or men are just.
Yeah, but you got to realize the internet. If one person does it, everyone does it. I looked at it. We even do it now. So
look at anything. Anything out there, you look at any of these things that happen with cancel culture, you look at cancel culture again, for example. You look at the people, it's not just, if you go like all these tirades of like people that they're targeting or not targeting or who's in these things, you'll find they were both men and women. They'll target men and women. They'll be run by men and women. They're equally matched of people with the same insights for stuff that want to go after certain things. It's all balanced between men and women. It's not just all men attacking people and all women. It's balanced. It's of all, if they're supporting or against. It's all, and that's what gets me with these things. Like trying to make these, it's just weird that we're doing these
clickbait stories. Stop it.
It's just frustrating.
You're making people pissed off.
But then you're making these controllers and Marketing communications lead at Xbox Gaming is for everyone, and we at Xbox want everyone within the gaming community to be equal.
Gaming is
Oh,
fun right now.
but then we want everyone at Xbox Gaming to be equal. Oh, but we're gonna release this controller to only exclusive influencers. Oh, so much for being inclusive and including everyone and being equal for everyone. Yet you're making controllers limited to only, say, maybe 10 to 50 influencers. Yet, how many billion gamers are there in the world? But no, they can't get access to it. Where's the equality? The hypocrisy? You make no sense. Listen to your shit coming out of your brain, peoples. Like, Like, you know what I mean? They fight for equality, but then these people create no equality.
They fight for it, and then they just do a complete 180 and go, "Here you go, you have this."
It just feel like they're just trying to be like, oh look, we're doing a good thing. Look, we're not like against these things. Again, like, why do you have to merit badge being like, give me a cookie badge because I'm doing this thing? Like, I support, like, generally support everything. Like, don't just be like, look, I'm supporting Black Lives. Like, look, I've got a badge. Look, it says I've done it. I've been there. It's like, why do you have to have a merit badge? Just fucking do it. Like, just be decent. Don't be a sexist. Like, don't be like, I'm not sexist. Look, I've got my badge because no, just be a person. Just fucking do it. Like, just common decency. Like, that's what pisses me off. It's just like, just be a general decent person. Like, not just because it's a merit badge, because everyone has to have the badge. Like, you look at it now, because the Black Lives Movement has, like, basically moved on. Look at how many people now have taken the badges off and, like, hashtags off their things now. Because it was a trend to do it. It shouldn't be a fucking trend. This is the problem we're in the first place. It's because people treat shit like trends. It's not a trend. Now, the movement thing is to help the China support thing. Why was it ever stopped? It should have been a thing from the get-go. We had the thing, the support for the China rights thing. Then it stopped. We had COVID. The direction got changed. It was Black Lives Matter. Now we're back to this China support. Like, why the fuck is it stopping? It shouldn't. It's never stopping. It's never going to stop. It's going to happen forever. Like,
nothing ever stops.
It just pisses me off. It's like, I support the shit, but I'm not going to be like, it's like, people go, you're not supporting. Like, no, I'm not. I don't need to wear and brag and wear a badge. I'm not here to brag about it. I support it. Like, it's like the whole, like, I support LGBT shit. I've been to marches and things, but I'm not going to chuck up a flag. And then again, like, the rainbow flags. Just because it's a rainbow flag doesn't mean it's got anything to do with being gay. You support gay because it's a rainbow. No, it's just a fucking rainbow flag. I like rainbow colours. Doesn't mean shit.
Like, fucking rainbow flag.
Like, that's what gets me nowadays, when people go, look, it's an LGBT flag. No, it's just a fucking rainbow. What the fuck has it got to do with anything? It's just a fucking, it's red, blue, yellow, green, upside down.
They're gonna cancel the rainbow.
Fuck me.
Skittles are gone forever.
Taste the rainbow. Fucking. Just have it. There we go. Get some Daz's rants. Get some Daz rambles.
We haven't had one for a while.
I haven't had any rambles for a while, so I'm just getting tired of all these people being all like, "Look at me. I'm doing something. I'm trying to support." No, it shouldn't be that. You should just be doing it across the board. Why is it taking so long now? If they're making this whole women in gaming, we got some misogyny.
People are doing it. They're promoting it.
Why is now?
Get on the trend.
This is shit that we've been like. I've been reporting players for this shit and getting pissed off with players like this shit for like the past 15, 20 years. I've had to deal with people being like this online. Why is it now, after 20 years, or whatever, 15, 20 years? I don't know. I can't remember when I used to play games, how old I was. But like, why is it taking that long now?
Back when we were kids, back on 360, they were doing it back then. Like,
yes, nothing's changed.
That was up here.
And that's exactly my point. Why is it taking 15 years now to do something? That should have been resolved. Like, are they trying to backpedal? Like, they should be like, no, Microsoft, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is a big fuck you to you, being like, you allowed this for so long. Why are you backpedaling now? You should have been onto this from the get-go. Like the first 2 years of this happening, you should have been penalising people back then. Right. Why are you only sorting it out now? Like, you should have been against it. Like, it's just fucked. It's just feel like everyone's trying to backpedal and be like,
They just want to seem like the good guys, but they're really not.
Yeah, they don't care. At the end of the day, they just want money. Again, they'll be like, look, they do it. They like to support these things. I'll stick with them because they support what I support.
Well, that's in the controllers too.
Well, they just said specific gaming influencers.
Yeah, specific.
That's what I'm saying. There's no equality because, like, again, the whole point, like, that whole statement.
How many gaming influencers are there? Like, there's thousands.
But who's going to be talking about it? Like, there'll be some influencers out there that'll get it, be like, oh yeah, cool, I got a controller. Like, there's a lot of people out there that'll get stuff and not talk about it.
It's equals. Bye.
Like,
Like,
yeah, like how they go, oh, look at this cool controller that Microsoft sent me. It's really dope. It plays like every other controller, but the best thing about it, it has a little equal button. I mean, I could pop the button out of that myself as well and buy an equals tab and chuck it in there. Like, it's, you know.
next, they're putting the wire
Oh,
down.
wait, I don't need to. Do you know why? Because I got a keyboard that has the equal symbol already on it right fucking there. From the get-go. My keyboard's been equal rights for the get-go.
For the last, what, 30, 40 years?
Fucking, oh, like, it just sounds stupid.
I just don't get why they get involved with it.
Maybe if they did the controller like an equal rights, so whatever the equal rights thing is. Yeah.
You're a tech company. Stay out of the...
Like, what would make more sense, I feel like, is if there's the whatever the equal... I know, again, it's stupid. A flag for equal rights. Like, why the fuck do you need a flag for everything? But if you've got a pattern for equal rights and there's a certain color pattern to it, wouldn't you make a controller in that pattern formation? Wouldn't make more sense?
Remember flag just for countries?
Oh.
Like, that's the only flags were countries or sports team. That was it. Like,
oh, it does make an ugly stretch. I'm going to
oh dear. Well, there's a Dale's Rants. He's had it. He's had it. But still, why now? Why at all? Just be a good human and just be nice to each other. That's all it is. It costs $0 to be free to someone. it's free to be nice to someone.
It's like this little poor bastard here. Actually, that's another thing too. Like people being all cruel and upsetting and stuff. So we got this little guinea pig here. He's a bit deformed. He's actually quite struggling at the moment. We're not too sure if he's going to make it or not. But basically, he was dumped in someone's letterbox.
The hell?
Yeah, it's a little baby guinea pig because he's deformed. He's got a deformed face. His eyes have been grown over, and he's still breathing. He's doing alright. He's struggling. I might have to try and give him a feed. His legs aren't going too well. We're not too sure if he's going to make it or not. But basically, someone dumped him in this other person's letterbox because they've been known to look after guinea pigs. They contacted us because we've looked after guinea pigs that have had issues.
Knock on their door
like,
and just
that's exactly it. Like, why dump it in a letterbox? That's the fucked up part.
Who checks the letterbox every part of the day?
Exactly.
You do it once when the post arrives.
Basically, they give them to us. We made a tweet about Al made a post about it because it's like the whole thing is like, you know, basically put it out there like, who the fuck does this? Like, this is what happens when you misbreed. Right. You know, you don't look after your pets. You misbreed. You end up with things like this. This dude's fighting. We're trying to give him the best care we can because he deserves life. Like, he deserves if he's willing to try and survive and live, he deserves that. Not just and people being like, oh, you should put him out of his misery. Well, if he was suffering, he was going to die. He would give up. If he really didn't want to keep going, he would give up himself. He has the choice to give up. His body would shut down. But if he wants to fight, he will fight. Like, it's his choice. We don't. That's exactly it. So we give people go, oh, you should just put him out of his misery, and people like threatened us and shit. People threatened my partner, going like, oh, come find your house and I'll knock you out and I'll snuff out your guinea pig and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, people got mad. I'm like, if this was like your child, would you just like if your child had a deformity like this, would you just?
I mean, that probably would
give up your child like something. Well, the way these people sound like, I wouldn't be surprised, which is fucking wrong. Like, things should have the chance to live if it can live. Like,
yeah, but then there's cases in if they're in pain,
that's exactly it. Like,
give them a needle. You don't just kill them. Like,
no, that's exactly it. But like this dude, like this is saying, like, but like we've looked at him. He not at all feels like he's in pain. He's taking all the attention in. He's still feeding. Like he's kind of given up on his legs a little bit, but we're still feeding him, hand feeding him, giving him the attention, and he's lapping up the attention. He's loving the attention. And he's still breathing fine. Like, he doesn't look like he's suffering. He still squeals and like talks and everything with everyone else. Like,
hey, well, to him that's normal.
And like I said, to him, he can only do so much. He's not the best looking, sadly enough, because he's so deformed, the poor little fella.
No, his legs have gone a bit. That's normal. He doesn't know what it.
He's still breathing away. He's laying in my hands, but that's why I'm very skeptical with how far he's going to go still, if he's going to make it or not. But he's still breathing perfectly fine. He's still doing whatever he can. So he might just be a docile guinea pig, but it's one of those things. Depends on.
If you can't move though, it's not a good life. Though. Like,
no, that's exactly it. We're seeing how long he goes, because if it does get to the point, you know, if we feel like it does get to the point, you do got to make the decision. But You can't
Like
just.
if he can't move his back legs, he's really.
That's exactly. You can't be a vegetable for the rest of your life. But he's been moving around, then he stops and has moments. So it's just waiting to see, like, really seeing
Just
where
wait.
he's at.
Give him a week or two or month, even like.
That's
See
exactly it.
if he
Because
improves.
we had Brownie, and he had issues. We were nearly on the verge of that he was going to die. Like, he had jaw problems.
Mm.
We found the connection of when their jaw locks up, they have neurological issues and they have fits
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff. Brownie had so many fits. I prayed for him that he would like survive through this. You know, I prayed for him, everything like that. And he's like a healthy guinea pig now. The shit that we went through, we nearly lost him. He nearly died, and he's kicked back, and he's a perfectly healthy guinea pig now. Like, it just sometimes takes that little bit of perseverance. But it depends if they have the willpower for it. So
Most people don't. Well, not most, but some people don't, and then you get them people make them comments. Oh, we'll come knock you out and get the guinea pig. What do you achieve from that? A fucking fine and probably a few weeks in jail? Like, fuck.
yeah, exactly. Ooh, what's that?
But it is what it is. People are idiots.
People are.
Well,
idiots.
the majority are not, but we got them idiots who say shit like that.
So, poor little fella. He looks beautiful. He's got a bit of a deformed fella. He's actually a guinea pig with a cleft lip. Yeah,
That's different.
yeah. He's actually got a cleft lip. Little Joaquin Phoenix.
Fucking.
He's been breathing perfectly fine.
Joaquin
Like
guinea
he's
pig.
breathing right. He's beaten away. Looks
He's
pretty
not
healthy.
a phoenix, as he's a Joaquin guinea pig.
So Joaquin.
He's a Joaquin guinea. A Joaquin pig.
Yeah, so pull off it. Oh, you put your paw up. But yeah, so that's one thing I want to talk about too. It's just been mental. It's just been a crazy time because we had this kind of thrown at us because someone goes, yeah, they've just dumped, someone dumped a guinea pig in my letterbox. Like, who the fuck dumps a guinea pig in a letterbox? It's just fucked up. Like,
Just knock on the door, put him in a little box, and just knock on the door. If someone answers, if not, just take him back. Like, fuck. Or go somewhere else.
God,
Go to a vet
it's
or.
so adorable. But yeah, so just keep an eye on him, just keep feeding him, see how he goes, and if he gets to the point, then yeah, just make the decision.
Like, if he
feels like
doesn't really move a lot, that's a bad sign.
So he moved his paw and he's actually snuggling up in my hand at the moment.
Does he actually move around though? Like, from.
Yeah, he was moving around before, so he moved around for a bit, but then he got a bit overwhelmed because he is blind, he can't see, so. But we've got a few blind guinea pigs anyway, so they do perfectly fine. But he just gets a bit overwhelmed.
It's all their nose. They go by nose and hearing.
That's exactly it, so. So that's crazy that people get like that, and I was just like, that's just fucked. If they want to come here, I'll fucking knock them out.
Them people just. They should never
But
have kids or animals. Like,
Oh.
Jesus.
Hey, little buddy.
Just think, if one of their kids did, turned out.
Might see if he wants to have another feed in a bit. You got any more news this week? Anything else to
I've
talk
got a few
about?
things to reel off that are.
We're at a 2 hour mark.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna.
I can't believe we've hit 2 hours. How the fuck do we manage this?
But Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX has a release date.
Oh,
Alex Kidd, I remember back in the Sega
Yeah.
days, or June 24th for PC, PS5, PS4, and Xbox.
that's interesting.
It looks dope though. Like, I looked at the trailer. Oh. Also, this one's for you, Daz. You like fish, right?
Yeah.
You like simulators?
Oh, he's snuggling up in my hand.
There's a fish keeper sim where you keep the fish tank. Who
Where-
makes that?
Like the
Who
lawnmower
wakes up
simulator.
one day? Oh, let's make a fish simulator. Like,
Oh, he's a trap. He's snuggling into my hand because everywhere I got him in my hand, he like readjusted his head to like rest his head on my finger.
that is due late 2021. I mean, if you want to keep fish, I think you had to customize their toys as well, like their little submarines and that.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'd-
cool.
I don't want a game where you just look at fish, like feed fish.
That's pretty
get
funny.
fish. If it's like $5, I'll grab it maybe and play it.
Yeah.
Also, there's a new PS5 exclusive due out at the end of the year, which is called Abandoned.
Abandoned.
It's the way they put it. It's a first-person cinematic horror survival shooter, open world. I'm like, that's a mouthful. It looks pretty dope. There's a trailer. It's not the best trailer. It's only at like 30 frames, 24 frames even.
Yeah.
But apparently it's 4K 60. Who knows? But it's
Yeah.
open world survival horror.
Oh, there's your little fella.
Yeah, it just says quarter 4, so end of the year.
Hey, little buddy.
Also, did you play Path of Exile?
No.
Well, number 2's coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw
sometime.
that.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't like the first one. I didn't really play it either. But there's a second one coming. Whoever's a big fan. Okay, these last two though. What I'm keen for. We finally got gameplay for Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Yes, I saw some of that
How
earlier.
good does that look?
So keen. There's especially a big thing coming out. Isn't there? There's an event coming out. They're actually showing off big full gameplay.
Yeah.
There's only that
only
teaser.
a minute.
Yeah, because there's only that short gameplay like trailer thing. Especially
Unless
actual
give us a full
gameplay.
match, like
I think it's I'm not sure if it's a stream or something, but there's like a.
yeah. There's an event. Also, there's a Resident Evil event in 5 days.
Oh, you got the hiccups.
Which also the beta for the Resident Evil 8 online is out to play for everyone.
That's cool.
Which I may get that because I want to see what it is. It's
That's
like
cool.
It's like a PvP thing.
For the multiplayer, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to play as Mr. X and all that,
No, okay.
and I think Elika maybe Nemesis stuff like that. You can play as Jack Baker.
Like Jack Baker.
I want to be Jack. Except the thing is, if you're on the enemy team and you have to unlock to be them, like you've got to get them to be them.
Okay.
You got to do something special, and then you can activate them, stuff like that. I don't know how it works exactly because it was months ago I heard about it.
Yeah.
But I saw this Saw trailer. Does like when you said about the
Spiral?
Just Rock one.
Yeah.
This is the first one in 4K.
Yeah, you finally watched it.
No, the first one's coming get a 4K release.
Oh, the actual first movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where it all
Nice.
started, Des. It's called Saw Unrated 4K. That's
Oh, interesting.
I think it's out this year or out now, maybe. I'm not sure. But you get to watch the whole movie because I haven't seen that for 20 years, whatever the fuck it was out. This is a long time ago. I thought it was a new movie, like Saw Unrated. Like, what is that? And then it's like, you remember the classic? I'm like, oh, that's the first movie. But we can watch Saw in 4K. That'd be dope. The first 3 were the best anyway.
Pretty
I
much.
thought. There's only so much you can do with Jigsaw. Like, there's only so many traps you can see. The first 3 had them all.
Pretty much.
The other ones, like I was thinking Final Destination right there for a second. That's it. We need another Final Destination. That'd be dope.
They
We
got
got that
weird.
3D one last, and that was like 2015 or something.
Well, then the director did that Dragon Ball movie, and it was just atrocious.
Yeah, but like, give us another Final Destination. Those movies were good.
They were
Like
weird.
one we got the needles and like rolling. And, oh, that movie was so good. I might watch that later. But give us another Final Destination. I mean, and that's all I've got though. I mean, we turned that into 2 hours
I know. 2007, 8 minutes.
without Wookiee.
Yeah.
If we had Wookiee, it would have been 4 hours.
So that's where we're at now. That's where we're at. There's not much to edit this week. I mean, there wasn't much we referenced, so there'll be a minute amount of references. We'll make it easy
No,
for me
but
to edit.
that's a Cyberpunk rant we did. The freaking you did your rant. Like,
Oh, we always talk about, dude, honestly, CDPR, you guys need to hit us up. We talk about just good things, bad things, everything in between. Just come on. Look, I've still got this sitting here. I haven't moved that. How many podcasts have I done now with that sitting there?
probably like more than a couple of months.
Like, this is still sitting here.
Probably a couple of months even.
That's back up on the shelf where it should be.
Is there an egg on top of it?
Oh, what?
On top of your box? Is there an egg on top of the Cyberpunk?
Oh, that's a controller.
Oh, it looks like a purple.
Yeah, it's a purple
everything.
Wii controller. It's a Wii
Ah,
Switch
yeah.
controller. Wii Switch.
Uh,
Yeah, so
I want that statue. What Why are they still selling them? I think they are. Because no one's buying it because they don't want the game.
Pretty much.
Which is understandable. I mean, if I played it, I played the PS4 version, technically. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't the best. It's not my game of the year by any means.
No. Good game, but...
Considering, I think, like...
I guess kind of
Watch
mediocre.
Dogs Legion, that is fucking up here.
I still need to play that.
Here. Oh, Legion's so good. So polished for a Ubisoft
Still need to
game.
play that.
Just wait to get on PS5. You get ray.
I already got an Xbox.
You get ray tracing, bro.
I got it on Xbox.
I mean, you get it on Series X as well. But
Yeah.
ray tracing, bro.
Yeah, I'll get ray tracing on Xbox.
Remember I seen that picture? Did I give you the Mr. Bean fucking?
Oh, the fucking reflecting off your computer.
It was like ray trace.
Ray tracing in real life.
Yeah, like right now, I'll take a picture of that and show you.
No.
Yeah.
We just need to wrap this up. I think now. We can keep going. I gotta edit this to a sense, not really, but I don't extremely edit it, but still.
I mean, it's 2 hours. Over 2 hours.
I'll leave it with you, Jim.
No worries, mate. Not as always. Thanks for joining us on episode 15. This has been a fun time. Hope you had fun. Hope you didn't get bored by ranting.
No.
But as always, we've been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
And remember to always hit up our socials. You'll find us on Twitter, Instagram, no Google Plus. You already know about Spotify and YouTube. But I know. I'm a big fuckhead.
Okay.
Buy our merch.
What? You don't buy, bitch.
Buy our merch. Buy a bitch.
Buy, bitch.
Buy a bitch. Ah!